All right, I think we're good to go, everybody. I'm waiting for YouTube to give me the all clear and say excellent connection, but once then, you guys will start to hear me talk a little bit more here. All right, there we go. Okay. Hey, everybody. Sorry about that. When YouTube lags, I lag because I want to make sure everything's going the right way for us. Let me move my tea over here. Happy Monday, everybody. It's definitely been a long time since I've been able to stream with you guys because I was in Las Vegas kind of doing some deals and having some fun by myself, right? And a couple other friends, I guess. But today, a lot of stuff is happening. I know I usually have all this stuff blocking the top of the screen, but for now, what I'm going to do is just drag this down right here. And you guys can see this kind of crazy news right now talking about Dogecoin or the Doge logo here. I don't even want to call it, it's not the logo, but you know, the Doge dog right here up on Twitter. This seems to be the big news here. If you guys actually click on it, it does just take you back to the homepage as far as Twitter is concerned. But guys, this has led to a massive spike in Doge prices, and we're going to be talking about that. A whole host of other stuff going on right now because OPEC is making some waves. There's a Trump indictment thing coming out tomorrow. We got the market kind of on a precipice of not knowing what it wants to do. Some things heading up to levels of resistance. A bunch of stuff that, frankly, we have to talk about, as well as the dollar in crisis, as other countries kind of are saying we don't want to trade with the dollar anymore. We want to use rubles. We want to use yuan, but we just don't want to rely on the US dollar, which is kind of crazy if you think about it, okay? So, hey, General Brandon. Hey, W. Twitter logo will change for the Doge. It did definitely change for Dogecoin. Let me do this for you guys very fast. Let me move this back to where it was. Let me kind of just zoom in here as much as I can. I'm already at like 300% zoom in level here. And let me just move it down right here so you guys can see part of my back window. Sorry, guys. I have a little bit of a sore throat. Look at that. Dogecoin definitely is it. There's been some talk with Elon today. You guys can see his tweets. He's been talking about it a little bit more, sharing some old screenshots that he's had. Look at that. Dogecoin is there, and you guys can see it's definitely led to, if I go back over here now, let's go to the 1 hour chart. Dogecoin just having this thing has just been ripping here, honestly, right? It's just been ripping. It looks like it peaked, at least on the Binance charts here, BitterX, excuse me. It looks like it peaked around 11, almost 12 cents, which is a huge boom. Let me go over here and find another one, though. Let me go over to the traditional Dogecoin one. There we go. These peaked at around 10.5 cents or so, but you can see within this big old rally, it popped up about, let's just say about 38%, and that's just in about like an hour. So, maybe 2 hours, I would say, somewhere in the middle there. That is extraordinary, everybody. So a lot of us have been holding Dogecoin for a while. A lot of us sold a lot of our Dogecoin, if you like, with me back during the last rally, but we've been accumulating some here and there. And this has definitely been one of those big pops that we've been kind of expecting. A lot of the faith that people have in the Dogecoin community, as you guys would know, is what is Elon Musk going to do? We've been holding this through a very long cycle. You guys know that I took a lot of flack for selling half of about 60% of my Dogecoin back during the 2021 rally. Remember, I sold half at 50 cents. I sold a little bit more at 60 cents, a little bit more at 70 cents. I was going to sell more at 80, 90, up until $1, which I was going to be 100% out of it. We never got to $1, obviously. We never even got to 80 cents. But it was a lot of good money for all those involved who wanted to trade and have a good time here. Now, if we kind of zoom out a little bit more here as far as Dogecoin is concerned, you guys will see that, hey, we're getting back into levels of resistance. Be careful if you guys want to buy Dogecoin right now. I would still say day trading is going to be your best bet. We've been in this little bit of a downtrend here. It's looking good, guys. To me, Dogecoin is just something you want to hold on to for a long period of time. I have a bunch of coins like this, like you just do a little bit of dollar cost averaging into it and you just hold it. Excuse me, guys. I didn't think my throat was going to be this bad when I started talking with you guys. If you guys go over here, let's actually go to the 5-minute chart. We're hitting that level of resistance right now. We're consolidating, and we're still looking very strong. The only concern that I frankly have for Dogecoin right now doesn't actually have to do with Dogecoin's chart, because all of a sudden we blasted through a lot of levels of resistance. You're seeing a huge amount of volume come in here, and you've even seen, I think, if you go to CoinMarketCap, yeah, Dogecoin right now is number 8. All right, this thing has had a monster boost. If I go over here to market cap, we jumped up from like almost $11 billion all the way up here to like $13.5 billion. This has been a monster. Interesting. Oh, and My internet. Shit. Oh, there's okay. Got my signal back. All right. My bad, guys. Xfinity is going to give me a little bit of trouble today, it looks like. Hopefully this works out. You guys know I haven't streamed in a week, so I'm wondering if Xfinity lowered my upload speed here just a little bit because they weren't expecting me to talk so much. All right. But yeah. So anyway, big moves coming here. My only real concern is when we start looking over here to Bitcoin and whatnot. If we go over here to Bitcoin's daily chart, let's just zoom out a little bit. I am going to go back down to 100% just so I can show you guys an entire chart here without having to make it look all weird and zoomed in. All right. We're looking at the original bull run behind my head, that big one we had in 2020, 2021. And you can see we're currently testing out this big old rectangle, if you will, this big old support resistance zone here. That zone stretches from approximately 28,767 up here towards $32,500. Okay, it's a pretty big whopping zone. I would suspect that if we manage to break into this zone right now, you could actually see a lot of shorts start to enter in slowly right around $31,000, maybe even up here as far as $32,500. Could we do it? Yes, we could continue to move up here, but hold your brakes here. We got to talk about a few different things here. Short term here, I just want you guys to be aware. There's probably going to be a good short-term opportunity for you guys if you guys want to go long. The way the market's looking is we might have maybe 1-2 more days of upward movement as far as the stock market, and we'll talk about that here in a second. But as far as Bitcoin, my concern right now is that we're starting to hover again with the 20-day moving average. And usually when we start to hover around and play around with this 20-day moving average, as you guys can see on the screen, it doesn't really bode well for us. In this instance, back over here, if I can get rid of this, it looks like February 23rd, February 25th, we were playing around with it and then we dropped. Over here, we played around with it, then we dropped. Of course, the overall upward trend still worked out beautifully. Not saying we can't still go up from here, but we do start to see a little bit more volatility in the downward side when we start to test out these levels, especially when we start to test out the 50 right here. You guys saw how wild things got. Now, as far as the daily charts are concerned, everybody, we're just hitting a level of resistance. We've done it before. You guys remember this level of resistance right over here, tapped on right here, spent a few weeks trying to break out above it, but we did break out above it and we took that next leg up. That's what we're trying to do right now, okay? Now, the thing that becomes interesting is more about what happens on this 4-hour chart. What we're looking at right now is everything over here over the last week and a half or so. I mean, like, how long has this been? It's been a freaking while. 18 days. Wow, it doesn't look like 18 candles right there, but apparently it is. So, you know, the last 18 days, 2 weeks, a little bit over that. We really haven't had to deal with this 200 moving average here. Because look, we moved up so fast. It was such a huge boom after a little bit of a banking crisis that we had. All of a sudden, a whole bunch of money got injected back into the economy. Inflation should probably go back up over the next few months, or at least not fall down as fast. That was a little bit of a crisis, right? But again, the government injected a whole bunch of new money into the banking system, into the economy. That lowers the value of the dollar. And if you guys know anything about the dollar, you know, when that happens, it's called a risk-off environment, or a risk-on environment. And that's when everybody usually will start putting money back into assets. We're all still kind of waiting to see what happens from a recession standpoint on the economy. But we're getting closer and closer again to having one of these death crosses. So if you guys are more bullish on things, or you guys have some longs, or you guys have some longs that you guys have had for a few weeks and you guys are deciding if you want to sell or not, you basically just want to see Bitcoin continue to break out before we start to have to worry about the 50 and the 20 breaking down below this 200. When that happens, we're not necessarily looking for good things. I will say, though, this was exacerbated by a banking crisis. We've had a lot of crazy news over the past few weeks, and that's kind of fueled some volatility that may go against what we normally believe to be true. And if you guys can remember back over here, we actually had those same breakdowns, had that double bottom right here, and still managed to break out. So there is some bullish activity. Now, so if I go over here to the daily chart, or let's talk about the weekly chart next. I'm going to go over here and go to the Coinbase one so I can show you guys a long-term thing we're going through. Now, to me, this has always been troublesome because you guys know overall, you know, I'm that really weird bearish guy on YouTube right now that still thinks that, hey, it's lovely to trade this stuff, but I still believe that we're going to find new lows during this cycle because I still think that at least America and probably Europe are going to go into some really weird recessions and some minor financial crises over the next few quarters, right? Now, that being said, there are a few things on the bullish side that I do not want to ignore, especially in case that for some reason I am wrong, so to speak, right? Excuse me, guys. So one of those things here is on the moving average side when it comes to the weekly charts for Bitcoin. We've talked a lot about the 20, the 50, the 200 on this channel for the simple moving averages. A lot of people might also be looking at the EMAs and things of that nature. Well, what we're looking at right here is we're looking at the 20-week moving average about to cross over the 50-week. And I would be irresponsible if I didn't let you guys know that every single time that happens, we usually see some type of big move. I would say, let's go around 85% of the time, 80% of the time, most of the time, we do see a really positive move coming after this. It's always whether or not that big move is happening after the crossover or if it's happening before the crossover, right? So when we go back out here, you guys can see back during COVID times, nasty times, nobody was happy during those times, right? That crossover started a big boom here, and we all remember how that went. Over here, however, if we see this other death cross right here, the cross probably finished off somewhere right around here. We really only had like 1 to 2 weeks of really solid moves, and then we started to come back down. That wasn't necessarily so good, right? So, it's not a for certain thing that we're going to be looking at something very bullish, but usually it does indicate another bullish move. So maybe if you guys were listening a few minutes ago when I was talking about the $32,500 resistance level that may come up next, maybe if we do have that golden cross, maybe we do break out there, then we start getting slammed back down hard, depending on how the economy looks and kind of how these financial crises are working themselves out. But we'll talk about that a little bit more here. Again, even going back all the way over here to October of 2015, that golden cross led to some really good things. And you guys can even go back all the way over here to 2012, which I don't think many people were trading Bitcoin at 2012, but maybe some of you guys were, right? In hindsight, probably best to just hold it, right? Okay. But that golden cross is going to be notable, especially if it can help us break above this current level of resistance that we're dealing with and just start heading back up here to $32,000, $31,500. That'd be a solid level for some entry positions for shorts. I think the majority of you guys, if I go back over here to the traditional Bitcoin chart with Tether, a lot of you guys have been just trading this zone. I was talking with a few of you guys while I was in Vegas last week, and some of my friends actually as well. And you guys can clearly see those levels of resistance and support, and you guys can see this level of resistance up here. It's been there for a while. Maybe some of you guys can even, no, let's leave it at here. I don't want to zoom in and out too much. But you guys can see there's some clear levels of support and resistance. If we do mark our way back down here to 26,500 or so, 26,600 or so, I would be watching intently to see where this 200 moving average is on the 4-hour chart. Because if we can start breaking down below that, to me, that signals that we're going to be coming back a lot as far as Bitcoin's concerned. The reason why I say that is here. Now, there's some debate on this, but I think that Bitcoin follows the NASDAQ. Some people may say it follows the SPY. Both are fine. There's no criticism here, right? As far as the SPY is concerned, we are looking to actually get test out some resistance levels right here, probably over the next few days. It looks like that resistance level is somewhere around 412, 413 levels. So if you guys think that we're going to get rejected from that, perhaps, you guys might be looking to say, hey, maybe I should be starting to put some shorts on here. We've had a nice little run here since October, and it's been a very, very solid return on a lot of people's investments. Has the economy really been good? I would say not. Which is why I'm still bearish overall. However, an irrational market is still something that you can trade in a bullish sense and still make some really good money off of it. So if for whatever reason we do end up, I would say breaking out here, this would happen sometime, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. Who knows how all this Trump stuff is going to affect the markets. But what you guys are going to see is probably a return up here towards 419, 420. And then from there, you can actually see it mess around with that level of resistance right there. After that, I would most likely be doing some type of shorting at this level, just like if Bitcoin were to hit that 32,500, that 32, 31,500, I'd be doing some entry positions as far as shorts are concerned there as well. Okay. Now going over here to the NASDAQ is doing the same thing, hitting a level of resistance, having those golden crosses. It's been great so far. Again, I'm starting to look for opportunities for me to open up some shorts or some puts on the options front. I don't think we're going to be able to break out anywhere close to this 13,777 level. It's been a nice ride so far, but I do think we're going to have a little bit more of a pullback here over the next few weeks. We had that last breakout there. It's been an okay time. I just put out a strategy for you guys today, I believe it was. Let me check out my channel very fast. This one has been working very well for options. I'm going to start doing more of these simple strategies because I always forget that most people don't follow the simple strategies that actually work. And so this ChatGPT strategy, it's a strategy that most of you guys have probably never heard of, but it's a basic one that ChatGPT actually explains very well. So I use that one. And you might see a pullback again, not really tomorrow, probably closer to the end of the week is where you might get a confirmation on a pullback if it was to occur. From there, you'd probably want to hold that pullback at least until next Tuesday, Wednesday time. Okay. But again, I'll update you guys, especially members, on when I see that crossover happening. Okay. A few other things here. There's a weird order to all this, guys. So for now, let's just go over here to OPEC. A lot of you guys know I'm heavily invested in energy. I've been invested in energy for like a while now, since it was at lows during COVID. But OPEC Plus just made some nice cuts to oil. We had talked about this quite a bit. I know not many of you guys actually trade oil, but a lot of you guys trade oil stocks. And if I go over here to the watch list, US oil, you guys can see how we actually broke down from the $70 support level that we've been talking about for like months here. Then we bounced off of this support level down here, right? Barely, I guess we didn't close down below the 200, but we came close. And we're having that bounce with this OPEC cut, everybody. This, to me, I don't really care about the price of gas. I normally just put my card in, take it out, whatever it ends up being, although it's fun to talk about. What this means for you, basically, is this means that oil prices should start going back up. Within a period of 2 weeks, basically, we went from 66 bucks all the way back up here towards 80. Gas prices are going to mess with energy inflation, and that's going to mess a lot with the CPI, the inflation reports that we get, and hence, what the FDIC is going to, not FDIC, excuse me, too much banking talk, what the Federal Reserve is going to do to have to crack down on that. I don't think there's really much they can do from a monetary standpoint on energy. But the fact that we have seen energy prices shoot back up in such a short amount of time, you may see this month have another lighter, like a okay, not bad. I mean, 6% isn't good, but high 5s, low 6s inflation number. That could be okay for the markets. I don't think we're going to have any panic there. But I do believe once we start going back and looking at the month of April now, so this is, in June when we have the CPI report, I think that's where things are probably going to get a little bit worse here as people start to realize that inflation is going to be a little bit stickier. Remember, the reason why we're kind of in this situation where we're seeing a whole bunch of stuff like the Dow Jones, all that type of stuff, like so close to record highs, is because everybody assumes that inflation is going to go down very, very fast. And they assume that rates are going to be that are going to be cut, or they're going to be cut over the next few months. I don't see rates being cut. I see rates staying high, maybe one more rate hike, maybe two, but then I see them staying high and not being cut for a while. Mostly because we have to deal with inflation. And, I think the people that deal with inflation are usually the poor and the middle class, not necessarily those in Wall Street who can't fully comprehend the struggle it creates on the system as far as what your average minimum wage employee can actually buy, because things are so much more expensive that money can't go everywhere like it used to. And so I'm waiting to see what happens there. But inflation is probably going to get a little bit more sticky. Now, there's this OPEC stuff right here. I'm not going to go into it. It's just more of a talking point for us right now. Oil jumps as OPEC and its allies announced a surprise output cut. Again, if you guys follow oil like me, if you guys have been watching the channel, you guys know this isn't really a surprise. We had talked about this for a while. They want to create a stable investing environment for oil. They don't want to have all this volatility. Their whole goal, if you guys have ever watched any of their YouTube videos or any of their streams or any of their press conferences, right? It's always been the stability of the markets. And they want that sucker to hover between 80 bucks and 70 bucks. That's their golden zone. It can go above that, they'd be happy. But are they gonna make more oil if that happens? No. They do not want it to drop down below 70 bucks. And we saw that when it happened, oh boy, did they react accordingly. Remember, it dropped down mid-March. it took 2 weeks for them to get their act together and say, hey, or from their perception, get their act together, get everybody on board, say, hey, we're doing a cut. And all of a sudden we're back in the higher point of this trading range. Now, the one thing I did want to talk to you guys about, maybe I should just go back over here to CNBC. Google to cut, no. Jim Cramer, here it is. Yellen says OPEC plus production cut is an unconstructive act. Saudi Arabia is like testing this right now. And I want to be very blunt when I say this. You guys know that I see right now, as an American living in Washington State, I see America as some type of empire in decline. Still an empire, still powerful, but in decline. And I think that we've seen over the last 2 years, this exacerbate a little bit more. I think it kind of started with the Afghanistan withdrawal. All of a sudden, that perception, I would say that if you do something we don't like, there'll be consequences. I think that somehow got evaporated a little bit. And if you guys have been hearing all these stories on Twitter or TikTok or YouTube channels out there besides my own, you guys have probably heard about all these BRIC countries like, Brazil, India, China, Russia, Saudi Arabia. I think Kuwait's in there too now. You guys have probably all heard about that. They're collectively, a lot of the world's strongest economies are pushing back on America. And America, at least to this point, I want to stress that we have not been doing an adequate job of pushing back against those forces. You're starting to see that the petrodollar is now in crisis. We're starting to see a lot of countries not even try to use it. Now people are saying, hey, let's just use the Chinese yuan. The BRIC countries are trying to make their own currencies. And this, I think, is what leads me to this next point of, I have no idea what happens next depending on what these BRIC countries do. You guys know that I am an adequate follower of the dollar, whether you guys are talking about the USD to Japanese yen, to the pound, to the euro. I like looking at these because it gives me a good idea of where we might be headed next, how strong the dollar may get, and things of that nature. Right now, I still think we're kind of in this decline phase. We're getting tested. We're getting pushed around a little bit here. But I don't think we've started to roll up our sleeves, so to speak, and we've started to punch back. I do think we are going to be able to punch back. I just don't know how. I'm not smart enough or intelligent enough about the system to say how America might punch back in a more forceful way. Now, if you guys look at this dollar chart, you guys knew that at the height of inflation, with all the rate hikes, were going crazy, rate hike. The dollar got up here, all the way up here to like $114. I thought it might have went actually all the way up to 120. We didn't get that close. We got pretty close, and that kind of matched up with some of these zones we were talking about here from what is that, 2001? It's been a long time since we've been up here. Now, we're looking at a level of support here around $100 or so. And before us get into more of the details about all this, if you guys want the stock market to go up, if you guys want crypto to go up, traditionally, you want the dollar to be coming down, right? You want the dollar to be coming down. Now, over the last few cycles, it's been kind of weird because we had COVID, and you guys can see as the dollar went up, you remember that Bitcoin was going down, the stock market was going down. 2022 overall was just a shitty year of monumental proportions if you guys hold assets for the long term, right? But you go back over here to 2020 to 2021, the big bull market that we all love from Bitcoin. Well, guess what? The market was going down after some COVID wildness, right? But you guys can generally see that, hey, coming down, bull market was going good, going up, everything was pulling back. That general sense. And even now, since we kind of had these October lows in the market, that was the October highs for the dollar, pulling back, okay? Now, here's what I was just talking to you guys about the BRIC countries, how the dollar is under threat, et cetera, et cetera. Banking crisis. This is where it all kind of intertwines and where I myself start to get a little bit confused about it as well. We are seeing right now a weakening dollar, and of course, we are seeing the market pump up accordingly to that. We're still in an okay setting right there. Now, what happens if we do find a hard bottom down here around $100 to $101? Does that mean that we're probably going to find some type of another high point to the market, in which case maybe we have some type of double bottom here where we're looking at something more of the, realm of like bottom here, bottom there. We start to come back up a little bit as people start to realize that rate hikes are not going to be stopped, or rate cuts are not going to be implemented this year. I wonder if that decides to push us back up here in the short term. Again, we have had our death cross right there on the weekly charts. Traditionally, that is the end signal here, right? Death cross right there, big move down, golden cross, big move up, death cross right there, big move down. And I can do this over and over again. Golden cross right there, death cross right there, smaller one, right? So kind of in this weird spot, if I do say so myself. But if we do over the next, let's give it, this is the month, guys. This is the month where we have to see if we're holding or not. This is the point at where I bring it up. If over the next 2 weeks we're able to hold this, that's most likely going to mean that the market is going to be heading back down for at least in the month of May. If we manage to break down below this, right, that should technically mean the economy staying at least where it is right now. That means we should actually see the stock market boom up even more. And that's where you could theoretically see later on this month, or probably in May here, where you can see Bitcoin going up all the way to 40,000. Now, do I think Bitcoin is worth $40,000 right now? No. Again, I'm much more of a fundamental guy as far as thinking about the economy, how shitty it is for a lot of people out there, how they've been messing with the inflation numbers and changing the formulas to make it seem like inflation has been going down more than it has. Even though they've been totally open with it, most Americans don't know that the CPI formula has changed in order to help out the government and the Fed kind of, I don't want to say lie because they're doing it in front of our faces, but kind of manipulate the data there in a way that I don't think is trustworthy, especially because most Americans don't have a clear understanding of what the CPI even is and how it's kind of, what numbers go into it, right? We've looked at the CPI numbers. There's so much stuff that goes into that. The average day American is going to be overwhelmed by that. And can you blame them? No, most people don't have to learn about that type of stuff. But anywho, guys, I do think as far as the dollar index is concerned, this is going to be the big month that we're going to be checking out and seeing that, hey, do we manage to hold $100 or not? You can see other currencies as well, like the pound. It's currently testing out some resistance right here. A good indication if we are actually going to test out the $100 101 level at all is you guys are going to be looking for the pound to really, is it going to manage to break out above 124.66? If it is, that's full steam ahead as far as you guys might be concerned for the stock market, the crypto market. Give this that one next boost. As far as the euro is concerned, again, still playing around with some levels of resistance here. Let's see if we can break out or not, but we've already had all those golden crosses there, and you know, they've moved pretty well accordingly. But okay, buddy, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm still kind of a little bit beat from going to Las Vegas. I kind of stayed up to like 5 o'clock most nights that I was over there. And I kind of woke up around like 10 o'clock or something like that. So every day, so I only got like a few hours of sleep. My throat hurts a little bit, but I'm in a relatively good mood after all the crazy shit going on here in the markets. I'm happy though that even though there was a lot of crises going on in the markets, I will say that while I was in Vegas, the overall Bitcoin markets, you know, not talking about all the news going on, the markets overall were pretty darn slow and pretty boring, I have to say, in my opinion. We kind of just went up a little bit, down a little bit, up a little bit, down a little bit. Some news about CZ and Binance, some news about Sam Bankman-Fried and stuff like that. SEC doing its SEC nonsense stuff. You know, not terrible, right? Could have been a lot worse, could have been a lot better, but overall, we're still just hovering around this level of resistance and just trying to see, are we able to hold the 20, or we're going to start breaking back down here, coming back down to 25,000 level. It wouldn't be the end of the world, but you guys know how everybody loves to panic during the situations here. And one more time before I start answering some questions here, the big news of the day is for Dogecoin. No more Twitter logo on Dogecoin's page. It is now Dogecoin. And if you click on it, it just takes you to the front page. Nothing crazy about it. But again, this has led to some really big moves and a lot of speculation to say, hey, what's actually going to be happening here with Dogecoin and Elon Musk and Twitter over the next few days, okay? Now, before I do answer your questions, I want to do one more thing here. I want you guys to take a look at one of my sponsors for today. That is Chart Prime. They have an overlay algorithm for you guys in case you guys do want to become a little bit better at trading or at least get some extra help for yourselves. Check out Chart Prime. They've been really good to the channel so far, and I have been using their indicators quite a bit, especially when I've been looking at some of these 4-hour trades and looking to find some of these change of characters here for some nice middle of the ground trades. If you guys are looking to get to the bottom of a trade, I don't recommend using this. If you guys are trying to make consistent profits, this is usually why I like these types of indicators so much, because again, you buy here, you sell at the resistance, you're good. You can short right here, cover at the resistance levels right here. You're usually pretty good, right? Up you go, down you go, usually really, really good. So if you guys are looking for a trading algorithm, a couple of you guys have been asking me about this, definitely check these guys out. And the second sponsor here for today, before I forget, is going to be Fairdesk. Now, you guys know that how everything has been boring on the sideways trend. I'm doing a lot of these change of character plays on the 4-hour chart because I do like to use them a lot. I will be doing that as far as copy trading. I think about 5 of you guys follow me right now, and about like last time I counted like 30, 33, I think it was like 33, 31 of you guys have signed up and put money in there. Because I'm going to stick to the strategy I told you guys about before, and that requires having some boring times in there as well. A couple of you guys have been asking me about if I trust any other copy traders, who should I talk about? There are a few out there. One of you is Peter. This guy's from Britain, because you know this is this exchange originally started in Korea. Now they got all the licenses to come out here to America. But if you guys wanted a few traders out there that I trust, that I would actually put some money behind, these are a few of them. None of these guys are 100% accurate. I'm not going to say they are. That'd be crazy if they were 100% accurate now that I think about it, but you know what I mean? The few that I wanted to mention to you guys, because I had talked to a few of you guys about this before, Monica, one of them. Alexander is one that I trust. The Bull Trader is also one that I trust. If you guys like Ace, he's pretty cool, but he doesn't really speak English, so you guys might not understand Korean, right? And on the other side of this one, there is one more here, if I can find him. Yeah, trade with Renato. I can't pronounce his name properly because I have trouble with my R's. But this is also somebody I'd really trust as well. They have different ways of trading, so I would actually kind of do a little bit more research before you actually just start dumping money into them. But they can make you guys some consistent profits, and a lot of them do have some really good results. Make sure that you guys are seeing how much profit their followers are making and not just them. That way you guys have an understanding of, hey, are the people that are following them making money? For instance, right here, Mr. Rational Trader, he has a 64% win rate, so to speak, but his followers have made 1782 so far. His profit's been 1,000. Meanwhile, you have Trading with Ronaldo, 98%. His followers have made $3,000. If I go back over here to the first page, some of the people I know personally. Alexander, 7-day profit, about $29,000, pretty good. And over here, the Bull Trader, about $3,500 for his traders. And his personal profit, though, is $33,000, $32,500. A lot of money there, okay? So I'll be talking more about these over the next few weeks here. I'll also be looking for other copy trading pairs and people that I can meet and reach out to. That way, if you guys want to, I don't put your whole portfolio to these guys. Don't do that. But if you guys that have been asking me, hey, who's a good copy trader? Who's a good copy trader for Fairdesk versus BitGet versus Bybit, all that type of stuff. I'll try my best to kind of go sifting through the information that I have, reach out to them through the exchange people that talk to me, and then see if I can learn more about them and help you guys out in that capacity, okay? Now, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Hope you guys have all been having a really great week, because it's been a busy one. Oh, good news. My mom had a good heart surgery. She was back home a day after the surgery. Everything worked out pretty well. She's just a little bit sore from the stomach. And she's told me to say thank you to all those people that had well wishes for her last week when she was going into surgery. Okay. Sorry, guys. There was a lot of stuff I had to talk about after not being here for a full week, right? And hey, JC, I'm doing very, very good, my man. And hey, Ivan, Dogecoin definitely been having a very, very good day. Yeah, guys, we can actually just put Dogecoin on the chart for now. There we go. Maybe a 5-minute chart right here. There we go. Let me move this down a little bit more here. Let's move that down to maybe 24. Yeah, that's beautiful right there. So you guys can see how crazy Dogecoin has been over the last few hours. It's definitely had one of those big pops. And hey, Monica, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's definitely been a long time now, about like a whole week or something like that. And hey, portfolio profit, hopefully we're in for another bull run. What do you call? I mean, I hope so. My gut says no, but the technicals are all screaming that we're going to have at least another big pump here. To me, it's just more of what's happening around the world. I still have all these reservations, about what's happening with these BRIC countries and them making a new currency here. Like, hold on a second. Let me get this. BRIC. 'Cause, 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 'c right? Brazil, Russia, India, and China, and there's other ones out there. Those are the big ones. New currency. There we go. This is Bitcoin news. So the BRIC nations, there you go. The BRIC nations working on creating a new currency to be discussed at the next Leaders Summit report, right? So you got all these big countries coming out here. There is this sense that America is in decline, and there is this sense that America can't stop this decline when it comes to their currency. We've printed so much money, and we thought there was not going to be many repercussions for it. I remember this all started in 2008 when we were having our crisis. We decided to start spending money at a very fast pace. We did the same thing after the really bad recessions that were in the Carter administration. And we're still dealing with that right now. I think we had, there are consequences to monetary policy. Sometimes they just don't happen as soon as we might think they would. It's not like, it happens within one day, a few months after, or even a few years after. Normally it takes a decade before we really start to see the crises and what it can actually lead to. Right. And right now, we just had a banking crisis, and yet everybody keeps on saying the economy is fine. That we don't have a banking crisis in an economy that's doing well. It's not the way the system works, right? People say that, but then you're just like, that's pretty stupid, right? So I'm still have my reservations, but again, because I am more bearish and I don't want to be left behind in case there is some type of new bull run that I just can't foresee at this point. That's why I do my dollar cost averaging. Frankly, I'm not even dollar cost averaging as much as I normally would because the price has gone so high here. I'm kind of just on the fence and kind of waiting to see what happens. To me, I'm almost hoping for couple things to happen. I think the stock market is going to hit a new low during this cycle. I do think the economy in America is going to go into a full-blown recession. Personal thoughts there based off of the fundamental analysis. I can see recession, interest rates, all that type of good junk, and whatever else you can find on Fox Business, CNBC, Bloomberg, Yahoo News. But what happens if America goes into a recession? It's just, normally you would see that Bitcoin follows the NASDAQ, or if some of you guys think that Bitcoin follows the SPY, but whatever. It follows one of those two indices, and those two indices, I believe, are going down. But what happens if, because the US dollar is in such a crisis mode here, because of all the shit going on with the BRICS countries, us facing so many new crises and things of that nature, well, does a weaker dollar, even if we're going into recession, does that somehow give Bitcoin the ability to decouple finally from the American stock market and start to go up and leave the stock market behind? I don't know. For now, I'm going to assume it doesn't until it actually happens. And when it does happen, you guys will see me jumping for joy. But, it's until I see that decoupling, because I still feel like the stock market, and that's more of my background, right? Stocks, not crypto. I've only been doing crypto for like 3 years now. I've been doing stocks for like 5-6 years now. I would still assume that Bitcoin's going to have to come down pretty hard as well. Now, my timeline is really quarter 2, quarter 3. We've just entered into quarter 2. So, in my opinion, I think we're heading for a rocky ride coming up. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Got 2 quarters. Hopefully I'm wrong with those 2 quarters here, and we'll see how everything goes. But as far as Dogecoin's concerned, guys, it's been a great day for Dogecoin. I know we're all very happy to see this Dogecoin marker here. It has been coming back down ever since it peaked off here at around 10.5 cents. Usually after a big pump like this, you do tend to see Dogecoin coming back down. So just be aware of that. Historically speaking, after having some really nice pumps, Dogecoin does like to come back down. All right, we haven't had a big pump in a while here, but when we have these big pumps, Dogecoin tends to come back down. So if you guys are panicking, or maybe you guys are having some longs right now, traditionally it does come back down. We're just kind of hoping that maybe this time is different. It probably won't be, but I think a lot of people, because this announcement was so huge, right, to see Dogecoin on Twitter, I think people are expecting some more news to kind of break day after day after day. We'll see what Elon has in store, but I'd rather just hold my I'd rather just hold my long-term Dogecoin positions and not even bother to trade it unless I'm trying to do something short that goes along with the historical norms of the pop then drop as far as Dogecoin is concerned, okay? Leaders like Elon Musk want to pause AI development, but the power of the free market means it's impossible to stop. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm all for the AI to come in and blow through a whole bunch of different stuff. This has been great. I've truly enjoyed ChatGPT. I'm using it to kind of help me talk about new trading strategies that I have for you guys. And I put out a video, or I have a video coming out tomorrow that will teach you guys how to make your own trading strategy using ChatGPT. So, you know, if you guys like to use MACDs or RSIs or smart money concepts or anything like that, I'm tomorrow in this video, I'm going to teach you guys how to set up a strategy so you guys know when to go long, go short, when to exit those longs, and when to exit those shorts. That video comes out tomorrow, so I hope you guys will enjoy it. But I have been using ChatGPT for a lot of stuff, and it's been a lot of fun. I don't think I have it now. I've been trying to, it seems like some users are reporting errors when using GPT-4. I bet it's just overburdened right now. But I've been using this quite a bit. This is the alpha version here. You guys don't have access to that yet. But I think the majority of you guys probably just use the default 3.5. I use ChatGPT 4 quite a bit, but I think it has a max of like 25 responses for every 3 hours. Yeah. So it can be kind of annoying at times. But you can go over here and let me just go over here. There you go. And you can have it write scripts for you guys to use for TradingView, right? So it can make a script for you so that you guys can test out your theories and stuff like that. Let's see, top pattern day trading rule. There's one. No, I think I got rid of it. Oh, yeah, here's one. Yeah, I want to make a tutorial on a trading strategy that works very well on Bitcoin, so my audience can paper trade it. This means that you guys can test out, because I don't want you guys to just go for it. I'll be using the TradingView platform. Can you give me the best strategy you can think of to use on this on a Bitcoin 15-minute chart? Give me the strategy. The indicators need to be to make it work. The indicators needed to make it work and make it very easy to understand, so I can teach you to it in the YouTube video. One of the indicators should use the smart money concept trading strategy, and I'll break it down all for you guys. Tips, right? Conclusion, and I'll break it down. But where I think it really shines here is, let's say that you guys know the indicators that you guys like to use for day trading, okay? Let's say a lot of you guys like to trade stocks, a little bit more aggressive probably than me. You guys might want to use some exponential moving averages. A VWAP is a big tool these days. Maybe some Bollinger Bands, and perhaps I don't know, maybe an RSI MACD, maybe a combo of those two. Well, you can tell it that you want to use all those tools, and ChatGPT will actually work out a strategy for you. So I'm going to be doing a lot of strategies like this for you guys. And so not for tomorrow's video, but for another video out there. And thank you so much, Erica. I really do appreciate the super chat. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'm sorry for the ranting going on, but Erica, I really, really do appreciate it, and you are very, very welcome. I do thank you a lot. But as far as ChatGPT, I've decided to follow a lot of other YouTube channels out there, so I can kind of see why they get so many views and how they're getting all these views, because I want a lot of views too. But when I watched all these videos, because guys, I spent hours and hours on ChatGPT every single day testing out a lot of theories and stuff like that. Not hours, but like 2 hours. Yeah, hours. Yeah. I've come to see that the majority of these ChatGPT trading algorithms, trading bots, they're kind of fake. And so even if you guys watch some of the videos, they'll kind of do a flash montage of them going over here to and typing all this stuff. And they'll show you guys what the answer was. The answer is usually the basic one from default from GPT-3, which is this. Make me a trading strategy I can use. I can use for, I don't know, Bitcoin, right? It'll say something like this: as a language model, I cannot provide personal financial advice. It'll just give you a basic run-of-the-mill tips like keep emotions in check, stay disciplined, stuff that I've told you guys for the years now. So this doesn't really help you. So what my goal is going to be is to help you guys understand how to use ChatGPT to give you guys a real shot at making your own strategies. And then once you guys have made a strategy, you guys test it. You guys don't put your money into it, you test it. So that's going to be the new thing that the new series, I would say, on the channel, because I think I'm going to be going on a few other YouTube channels this month. I've been talking with one of my friends, and I think I can get on one of his smaller channels. So, you know, what we'll do is we'll start off with a script for ChatGPT. I will show you guys what indicators that we're going to be working with today. We're going to have ChatGPT come up with a strategy, and then we're going to test it out, and it'll be a kind of a longer, maybe more boring video of around 12 to 20 minutes, something around there. Maybe I'll cut it up. You know, I'll do a long form video version of it where everything is just going the speed of which, you know, ChatGPT responds to me. And then what I'll do is I'll make a shortened version where I'm cutting and editing, and you know, we're skipping over all the thing where it takes forever to ChatGPT-4 takes a long time to respond. Even if you guys go over here, you guys will see GPT-4. The speed is at level 2, where default is at speed is at number 5. It is so slow compared to everything else. Even I guess alpha is alpha. You guys don't have access to alpha yet, but that's going to be something we're going to be working on, and it gives you legitimate trading strategies. It's all about us figuring out which securities do these strategies work on best. Maybe it works very good on Forex, but it doesn't work on options so much, you know, with thetas and stuff of that nature. We're going to be testing all that out, and I'll be doing shorter videos for you guys and longer form videos. Maybe I'll do the longer form videos for you guys on this channel, and on the secondary channel we can do the short cut up videos that kind of have a chance of going more viral, I would say. But for those of you guys that want to learn how to make your own strategies with the help of artificial intelligence that kind of understands some of the basics much more than you might know, I'll be doing this new series coming up because I've had a lot of success, a lot more followers coming onto the channel with me teaching how to use indicators. But the more I look at these AI indicators, the more I realize that the majority of them are just crap. And I want you guys to learn how to make your own, because you could get ChatGPT to make you an indicator, but most of the time it's going to be something so generic, and you guys are probably going to have to use ChatGPT 4. But if you guys don't want to have to pay for it, or maybe you guys just don't want to have to make your own at all, well, you guys can just follow me, and as I make a whole bunch, then test them out and see how they work out. Okay, so you know, let's see how that works out. And thank you again, Erica. I really do appreciate it. And I don't know if you updated your logo or something, but your Facebook picture, but I like it. BRICS versus SWIFT. See, I don't think SWIFT is necessarily in the lead right now. We're in the lead, but I think we're losing the lead, so to speak. We're in decline. That system is in decline. And if you guys have probably seen already, I think if you guys go over here to Russia, maybe military, no, was on CNBC. I'm not entirely sure. All of a sudden today, there's been a whole bunch of new articles being written about how Russia is now feeling the pain of the sanctions. Now it's starting to finally have an effect, like it wasn't having an effect a while ago. And I think what you're seeing is all of a sudden the news is being forced to talk about all this crises from the BRIC countries and things of that nature. And so Western media is having to kind of counterbalance that by saying, oh, but Russia's in a really bad spot too. Because if Europe is about to go into recession, America's in a bad spot economically, but China is going to be, you know, still mowing along. If Russia's going to be still mowing along, although not perfect, right? India mowing along there. That's not going to be a good sign or a good comparison that the West wants to see happen, of course. So we're going to use our propaganda, like other countries use their propaganda, to try to mitigate some of those contrasts that we're most likely going to see over the next probably, I would say, like a couple of years now, right? You guys remember when we initially put those huge sanctions on Russia, we kind of all expected Russia to really just dive bomb hard, the world to end as far as Russia's been concerned. Like their economy just tank. Their economy didn't tank. Their currency got stronger, and you know it kind of blew minds like mine, who expected the Western economic machine to be able to trounce Russia, which remember, Russia's economy is not massive, but I wonder if the fact that they're doing not great, not even good, they're just doing, I would say, okay to poor, despite all of this pressure being weighed against them. That leads me to be concerned that maybe our economic dominance really isn't as dominant or as I once thought. I think people are just not fearing us or fearing the economic might that America has, the geopolitical might. Maybe it's geopolitical, I would say. And hey, Brightus, hey, Mike, Elon gave me $700 today. Congrats. That was, I mean, the fact that this happened, I thought it was fake. So when I saw that announcement, I totally thought it was fake. Let me drop this down right here. Yeah, I thought it was fake. I was not expecting to see Dogecoin right there, but oh my gosh, it was there. And so even now, I don't know how to react to it, but I'm very, very excited to see that it's there. And that leads me to believe that Dogecoin is still something I definitely want to be holding in my portfolio. Yeah. And hey, Burp the Head. Wait, Burp It Head? Burp It Head? Yes, there you go. Hi, Michael. Something to consider, but it is April 420 could be a Doge pump for the day or the whole month. Now, I wouldn't say it's going to be a pump for the whole month here, because usually Dogecoin isn't really pumped for that long. But I could see a run up that goes into 420, and maybe on 420 itself, you see some type of announcement from Elon. That'd be something that I'd be looking forward to. To kind of trade that, though, I wouldn't necessarily try to time that type of big move. Usually with Dogecoin, you just try to accumulate a bit here, a bit there, a bit there, and then you have a sudden spike. And during that sudden spike, you take all the accumulation, all those little micro trades that you would have made, and then you just sell it for a profit. A good example for Dogecoin might be if I go over here to the weekly chart, right? So Dogecoin had a massive spike back up here towards 16 cents. That was all the way back in October. It was fantastic. You know, as you guys know, Elon Musk bought Twitter. Now, if you guys were dollar cost averaging, let's just go from the high to the lows over here. And let's say that you guys weren't very good at dollar cost averaging and kind of trading at some of these trend support levels. Let's just say you guys were just making some trades. If you guys split the difference for that, it looks to be somewhere around, oh gosh, I'm not good at the math for this one. Can I go to, no, let's just want to work it out here. That's really around like 9 cents or so, maybe 9 cents, 9.3. Well, today we popped up to like 10.6. You still walked away with a profit if you guys wanted to do that, but I think people might want to hold on a little bit more, of course, but you'll have your opportunity to take a profit. So, now me, I've been dollar cost averaging for a while. You guys know I had my selling orders right here at 50. Okay, 50 cents, it looks so far off now, but let's go back over here. I sold half my Dogecoin live right there, so relatively close to the top. Then I sold a little bit more, another 10% right here, another 10% right here. And that was a large amount of my Dogecoin there. It wasn't 10%. It was towards the end. It was something else because I was too enamored with the SNL thing. And I wanted to sell some more 80 cents, then 90 cents, then $1. I already told you guys this all before. But you look at it in hindsight, this was a great opportunity to sell off your Dogecoin because you never exactly know. I was one of those weird people that said, I don't think Dogecoin's going to hit $1, but if it does, I'll be selling. But for now, as far as, Dogecoin is concerned, I think your best bet is to dollar cost average during these slower times, right? Especially when you have these kind of crazy dips and just kind of hold on to it. It might come back up. It might not. Sometimes we see these dips like this, just buy a little bit and just wait for the pump. Buy a little bit, wait for the pump. You never know exactly when it's going to happen, right? Sometimes it happens like this, drop. Guess what? We kept on dropping. You got to hold on a little bit longer, then you have your profit. Take it easy. Don't try to time it too much. But yeah, usually if we are going to see something happen with 420, it's usually a run-up effect, I believe. But I mean, here, 420 right here, April. Yeah, nothing happened, right? Nothing happened. We had a spike that followed a few days afterwards, but 420 here, nothing happened. 420 here, nothing happened. You know, I wouldn't say historically that much actually happens here. It looks like there's usually a run up that happens beforehand, but it usually just follows the technicals that it's been delivered. So maybe because there's more news about it, there's more hype, Elon Musk may do something. I think that's probably the play you're looking for. But you guys are going to have to rely on Elon Musk to provide the oomph for Dogecoin, I would still say at this point. Yeah, you're going to have to rely on Elon. I mean, that's why I own Dogecoin. It's because of Elon. It's not because Dogecoin is like the craziest technology out there. It's because I think Elon Musk is going to be able to do something really magical with it, and therefore make me just a little bit more rich, a little bit more wealthy. Yeah. I got to buy more eggs with Dogecoin rising. Have egg prices gone down at all? I haven't had eggs in a few weeks now because I've been in Vegas. I need to stock up on all my stuff in the fridge again. But I wonder how that's going because, let me get back over here. Dogecoin. Yeah, we can check out Dogecoin 5. There we go. Did I get rid of, okay, that's fine too, I guess. That's a good enough order block. Does this extend out here? Yeah, it extends out there a little bit from this low. Yeah, okay, we can use it like that. Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say, but that's fine. There we go. Back over to the 5. Hopefully we can break out of this one. That'd be a nice one. Again, we're waiting for Bitcoin to break out, waiting for the SPY to break out. We're just waiting for everything to break out again. And hey, Skull guys, sanctions backfired. It really did. Like here, we can take a little detour. This would be like a 10-second detour. What's the Russian freaking currency? Russian rubles. Rub to USD. There we go. Let's go to the weekly chart. We don't need to have the smart money concepts one for this one. But you guys saw when this war got started, we pummeled them and then all of a sudden, boom, right? And now it started to balance back out to where it was before. Now we have to see if this is going to hold up or if the currency is going to go back down again. We have no idea. But what do you call it? The fact that they were able to rebound so strongly from that really does freak me out a little bit more. But again, we'll have to see again because look at the U.S. dollar right here. This is the ruble to the dollar, right? So America wants to see this go down. Russia wants to see this go up. But if we how do I say this? At the same time as this, we're also seeing the US dollar also go down. So that's kind of a larger impact in and of itself on the Russian dollar, right? So I do believe the Russian ruble is losing a lot of value. I do think it's having a negative effect on their economy. I'm just saying it's not going to be nearly as much as I think we thought it would have, which is why this war, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure the majority of us out here have gotten used to the Ukraine war, right? I don't think when we see anything on the news where Russia goes like, oh, what happened with the war today? I think it's just like, hey, America's having a proxy war with Russia. Let them do their thing. I'm more ticked off all the money we're sending over there. But, as far as the war, I don't think people are rushing to see what's happening every single day or every single hour, over in the battlefields over there. It's like Russia takes a city, Ukraine takes a city, Russia takes a city. It's not really newsy anymore for the majority of people out there. And I think that like me or a lot of other people out there, we have these really short attention spans because we all grew up on, now the TikToks, the YouTubes, the Facebooks. We're always looking for the next new thing to follow. Let's see. And hey, Bideford, oh, this is just Dogecoin. It should say it right up here towards the top. Dogecoin, Tether, US5. I think it shows up right there. But yeah, it's just a Dogecoin chart. I'm more inclined to follow you and see how CPT works out. What do you call which one is oh, Chat GPT? Yeah, what do you call? I mean, when I do Chat GPT, my goal is just to help you guys figure out a strategy. And most of the time, I think that strategies are built upon your personality. I'm not an aggressive trader. You guys know that about me. I am not some super aggressive trader. Have I done aggressive trades with you guys in the past? Sure. Have I made money? Sure. I think the most aggressive trade that was out of my character is when I was doing that day trading with GameStop all those years ago. That was not in my character at all, but it was fun. I made $1,500 in like 7 minutes and I sold. And I think it even went up higher than that, and I could have made a lot more money, but I was like, this isn't for me. But I will be doing 2 types of videos when it comes to ChatGPT. The first one will be going a little bit more slower in depth of how to make your own strategy. We'll be going over this strategy today, etc. And then the shorter versions, which will be cut up versions, kind of just like not going through the entire scrolling period of like ChatGPT responding, all that type of stuff. I'll show you guys what it says after it's done giving me the information, etc., etc. Which will be very fun. Like ChatGPT is awesome, right? Especially ChatGPT 4, you can make this give you a really comprehensive trading strategy, depending on whatever indicators that you guys want to use. And sorry, you okay, Loki? Come here. Loki's over here giving me a really sad face, so I'm like, I want to give him a little bit of a scratch very fast. Yeah, you go. He was very sad when I was gone. Good boy. Good boy. I don't have any treats for you, I'm sorry. But I will get you one after the stream, and we'll go on a little walk outside. All right, so I have a video talking about this tomorrow, so please, when you get that notification tomorrow, please watch it. But here's a basic idea of what I'm going to be doing with you guys, just so you guys can have a clear understanding of it. So, can you make me a trading strategy for trading Bitcoin on a daily chart? I want to do swing trades. I will be using TradingView, just so it knows. After that, I want it to use some basic oh god, I'm horrible at typing right now, sorry guys. I want to use some basic indicators that have great results with trading historically. I want to use this to practice paper trading. Okay. Now, me normally, when I might be looking for some type of chart like this or some strategy, I will tell it what type of indicators I want to use. Okay. And it'll give me a strategy based off of the indicators. You guys don't have to tell it indicators if you guys don't want to, but I want to have a little bit more control. And the more information you give it ChatGPT, the better you guys are going to be. Better you guys are going to be off, right? Better off you guys are going to be, excuse me, when you guys actually get a response prompt. Now, I want to use some moving averages. God, my typing is so bad right now. Moving averages, MACD, RSI, and a Bollinger Band. I don't use Bollinger Bands all too much for my, what do you call? Yeah, Bollinger Band. Now, this is what I consider something more of a medium toughness type of thing. Like this is be more of a middle tier difficultiness type of strategy that ChatGPT is probably going to give out. I don't know exactly what the strategy is going to give me out is. But you guys can use a 15-minute chart, a half an hour chart, a 4-hour chart. You can tell all that type of stuff. And then from then, it can also, I don't know. You can put other more difficult indicators in there, like Ichimoku clouds, all that type of stuff, where most people don't use Ichimoku clouds. But right now you can see it's giving me everything I need to know for this type of strategy. So moving averages, the 50 to 200, moving average convergent, MACD, RSI, the period right here, the Bollinger Bands, the settings for those, trading strategy, identify the market trend, entry rules for long positions, entry rules for short positions. It'll tell you guys everything. And then what you guys have to do is after you get this strategy from ChatGPT, you're basically just testing the theories out. That requires time on your part. So if you guys have a free Saturday and you guys want to have, kill an hour, you can have it do 5 or 6 different strategies. You can set them up on 5 to 6 different charts, and you guys can just back test it on Ethereum, Bitcoin, you name it, give it a shot, okay? And, exit rules for everything right here. And then, can you explain in more detail on how to use this strategy? Okay. And it can break down a little bit more detail if you guys have questions. I always like to have that second part on there personally. You guys don't have to. I don't even think I talked about it too much in the video tomorrow. I think I actually put that second part in there back into the first original question, so it did it all together. What do you call it? It'll tell you what to do. Open Trading View and search BTC USD, then bring them to Bitcoin USD trading pair. Choose the daily chart by selecting one day on the time frame. It breaks it down for you exactly. So for those of you guys who like to be spoon-fed, like I like to be spoon-fed as I'm taught things about cryptocurrency, stocks, technical analysis, fundamentals, this is going to be the way I think that you guys have a comprehensive view of what you're looking for. Now, I have taken maybe 5-7 minutes to do this so far, and I've been talking with you guys. Most of the time, typing all this stuff out maybe takes at most 4 minutes. The longer part is when you actually go into TradingView, put all this stuff on your charts, making sure all the numbers are correct and whatnot. And then you guys have to spend about 10 to 15 minutes, up to a half an hour, I would say, back testing it and kind of seeing how well it does. And then I'll talk about this more in the video tomorrow. You guys have to have some semblance of common sense when it comes to resistance levels and support levels. You don't want to short into a support level. You don't want to long into a massive resistance level. That's the common sense that you guys have to understand. But you guys can see, it gives you a really good comprehensive way to do this trading strategy here. Now, I may make this into a video for you guys or something like that. I'm not entirely sure for this exact one, but I can give it a shot. And then we'll kind of test it over, and maybe this one works very well for Ethereum. Maybe it doesn't work so well on Bitcoin, although Bitcoin and Ethereum are pretty similar. And then maybe I test it out on Apple. The one that I made for you guys today that I think I posted, that one works especially well when it comes to Apple. I don't know if I posted the video yet. And I see you, Loki. I see you. You want me to throw the ball? Let me go over here to my channel. Videos. Cold wallet. Yeah, ChatGPT gave me a great trading strategy you won't believe. This one's for Apple. This one works very, very well for Apple. Apple is the only thing I use this on. So sometimes it works on other stuff, don't get me wrong, but I like to trade Apple as well as options. You guys know that. So I'm going to be working this into a new membership video for you guys over the next few days. So when I see that crossover, I'll let you guys know. Here's Loki's ball that dude, your nails are just getting longer by the day, even though I trim them. There you go. But yeah, so I've been building out those strategies. A lot of times, if a strategy works on Bitcoin, it'll probably work on Ethereum. But if it works on a Bitcoin and Ethereum, it might not work very well on Dogecoin. It might not work very well for ADA. That's just the way it is, right? So I'm going to give you strategies. And, let's say you like this strategy, but it's actually not working perfectly for you. Well, you can say, hey, I like the MACD and I like the RSI, but can you change the numbers to be something a little bit better for the daily chart? So it may give you the 20 and the 50-day moving averages to test out that strategy next. You guys have the ability to tinker with this stuff and say, hey, I like everything, but I don't like the MACD numbers. Can you give me another setting to use for MACD? Because again, once I told it MACD, it's just going to basically give me the basic default settings here because it doesn't want to overthink itself because it's ChatGPT 4. It's still in mass demand. But if you go back and say, hey, I don't like the 12.26.9, can you give me another trio of numbers to use? It'll give you a few different numbers to test out, and you can see which one works out based on your strategy for the daily Bitcoin, the 4-hour Apple, the 15-minute dollar-euro pair. That's how you guys are going to be able to utilize this. And I'll talk about this in length in the future, but I'm really excited to kind of see where that goes for us over the next few weeks now. And hey, Monica, yeah, so when it comes to copy trading or just margin trading in general, there are going to be two different types of ways you guys can trade. It'll give you isolated and cross. I would always stick to isolated for the most part. Isolated means that when you guys have a margin position, if it gets liquidated, let's say if whatever reason your position gets liquidated, you lose all the money in that one position that you had. So if you made a $100 bet, right, $100 trade. Okay, I got my signal back. Okay, I got my signal back. Sorry, I saw my signal kind of going in and out, so I wanted to make sure I could talk to you properly, and I saw the spammer over here, so I wanted to get rid of the spammer as well. Okay, so let me just restart that from the beginning here. So when it comes to isolated trading, that's the one you're going to use a lot. If you have if you have $10,000 in your account and you make a $100 bet, if that $100 bet gets liquidated, you lose $100. However, if you have a cross trade here and you have $10,000 in your account and you have a $100 bet, well, basically it allows your position to go down more and more and more, so it can be like over 100% loss basically. And what's happening, because it's over 100% loss, it means it'll start taking the loss out of your entire portfolio, your entire wallet balance, okay? So it allows your position to go down in value much more and more. And so if there's a liquidation, it takes your entire account out, which I never want to have my entire wallet or my entire position, at risk of potentially being liquidated. So I would say that you're most likely going to be stuck with isolated, okay? Now, the reason why people do cross is because sometimes they're doing high leverage and they want to be okay with the price of their asset coming down and down and down. Whereas maybe if they had an isolated system, right, their stop loss might be right here, okay? However, if they have a cross, it allows the price action to go down lower and lower and lower, so they can eventually get back up here and they can be happy. I don't like taking that risk on personally. What happens for new traders is, if they don't have enough capital, it can be very easy for their entire portfolio, their entire wallet to be, it can be easy for their entire small balance to be wiped out by a large position with a large leverage. I don't want to expose myself to that. I don't think you guys need to expose yourself to that unless you guys are very experienced with it. I would say isolated is best, because that way, if for whatever reason your trade ends up going the wrong way really fast, the only thing you're risking losing is the amount of money you put up in the first place. You could have stop losses on board, you could have, target prices on board, all good. But if for whatever reason you get liquidated, you want to make sure that you know exactly how much you're willing to lose, and the isolated kind of fixes it up for you, so you're not putting on too much risk. So I would say isolated is probably the best one for the majority of people out there. If you guys are more experienced, you have a very big pot of money, you guys can kind of let your for the cross, you guys can always just do cross instead. The benefits of doing cross is it allows you to not be liquidated as quickly, but you're also putting up more leverage for that, more capital from the main account balance in order to subsidize the fact that the amount of your crypto position is going down and down and down with the leverage position, right? Maybe if you want to do cross, maybe you don't want to have your leverage go over 5%. But if you have a leverage that's over 5, 10, 15%, you're most likely going to want to see isolated in that. Most likely want to see isolated in it. When it comes to copy trading, though, it's more of a mixed bag, because you don't exactly know how that person is trading. So what you could do is you could have your specific copy trade wallet. This goes for BitGet, KuCoin, not KuCoin, Fairdesk, etc. Bybit. What you could do is you could have a wallet, and that could be set to cross for your copy trades. But you want to make sure that your copy trades are the amount you're putting into leverage is not a lot. So if you have an account of $1,000, you probably don't want to have your each trade go more than $50 if you want to play it really safe. If you want to play a little bit less safe, $100, you don't really want to go above $100 in my opinion when it comes to that, how that cap would work out. But yeah, most of the time, I think you're going to be fine with using isolated. If you want to do copy trades, just make sure that if you are going to go with cross, you guys have some type of limit on how much money you want this copy trader to be able to trade on your behalf, okay? Makes a really big difference. See, if I limit them to $100, they open multiple positions worth all the money I had in the account. If the chose to follow the trader multiple of 1 produces the same result. What do you call? So if that's the case, then what you have to go do, Monica, is this is what you have to do, and it makes this is the part where you kind of have to go and check out their trading history. Go over here to Fairdesk. So go over here to the copy trade, and what you have to do is you have to start from the beginning. Let's just go from the 7-day follower profits. You want to go from here, and you want to see which one has how would I say this? Which one is not doing the multiple trades that you're talking about, right? So this person, a lot of trades all around the same price, right? And you can see all these smaller bits of profit, and you probably don't want that from what I'm understanding. So what you do is you go back over here and you start looking for other types of traders out there that only have 1 to 2 day trades, or one trade where it's a large amount of money with maybe a medium leverage of 10 to 15x, and then it's that trade only, and it's not tons of smaller trades. I think that's what you're alluding to here. So maybe for that one, you might like somebody like, let me see, Mr. Rational Trader, right? Let me see. Time 4-3. No, a lot of these are the same thing here. 25x leverage here, 25x leverage here. You'd have to find one that's not doing a lot of these smaller trades. Most of them will do it like that. Let's see. Let's see, there you go. I say crypto. He does 3x leverages. That might be more of what you're suited for right there. The profits on these aren't crazy because they are lower leverages, but it is consistent profit, which is always a good thing, especially with 92% accuracy. Now I see 15 right there. So if you only follow his Ethereum play, you're only doing 1 trade there. Ethereum play, you're only doing 1 trade here. Is this the same time? This is within the hours difference. So yeah, you might be looking at SAA crypto. He's not doing as many of those, 25, 25, 20, or 15x, 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 like in a row. He's not doing that. So that might be the best way to look at that. From what I just saw right there, it seems SAA crypto is the best. But let me take some time, probably tomorrow, not tonight, but tomorrow, to go through these. Let me see if I can find more for you, because there's probably only going to be a certain amount of people that do that with the follower profits. So maybe if I go over here to page 3, profit here, no, not crazy profits. You're really just going to be looking for page 1 and 2 until they get that United States audience built up here. Bang, OMZ Crypto, Trader from Alto 2, Alpha Algo. That's probably another algorithm website. I think these guys are doing something similar. 4-1, 4-1, 4-1. Bitcoin. 1,400 hours, 1353. So he staggered into this position, it looks like. Not like 5 or 6, but only 3. But he did stagger into it, and the order quantity was like 5 Bitcoin. So these were larger positions for sure, with 25x leverage. So you might be okay with him if you want to take a little bit more aggressively. He hasn't lost a trade yet, so that's kind of cool. But they're probably using some type of specific algo. I could probably look it up for you guys in the future. But I would say that's probably what you're going to be looking at there, is finding out and clicking on each individual trader and making sure that they don't do a whole bunch of different small ones. I will say that the norm that I've seen in a lot of different areas has usually been that. So let me see if I can go over here. Go here very fast. Give me a second while I go log into this. Log in. Go. In. Okay. Did not work. Okay, I got out of my phone too fast. All right, so if I hop on over here to BitGet, another one I think you have right here. Maybe you could follow Stable. He has like almost 500 people here or whatever. But then you got to see, go down here. Oh, does he have it? Trading volume, order type. There you go. 50x Bitcoin, 50x Ethereum. So 50x Bitcoin. So if you just follow his Bitcoin one, this is 4-3, 4-3, 118. 118. There's 2 Bitcoin trades right here, 118 as well. There's 3. Maybe this guy isn't the one you're looking for, but you would have to go and look for each one of these right here. And then you have to make sure that, return on investment for this guy holding for a while looks like it's good. Trading data, 1,000 total profit loss. Accumulating followers, 5,400. I don't know what AUM is, but, and so you'd be going through here, each one, a God of Wealth. He's full, so you can't follow him now. But this guy has a bunch of 50x ones right here. This is probably something you're not going to like at all. But 4-3, 4-3. They're staggered every 4 minutes or so, every few minutes. A lot of leverages right here. And I can't tell if these are latest or not. Opening price. Oh, these are already closed. But yeah, so you kind of have to go through each one and see what they're looking for. Let's see. So you can see how some people don't have good profit, but that's why you kind of follow along and make sure they have profit. All traders, return on investment. Okay. And you want to see the copiers. The copiers have made some good money off of Lamborghini, it looks like. And again, you have to go back in here and see what they're doing. 50x, 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 50x. That's something you're probably not going to look for. 328. So this is the opening price. 2132. These are all happening at the same time. You might have to just cap the amount of money you have in there, eligible to each one, so to speak. Because I don't copy trade on BitGate, but I think they made me a copy trader, so I don't know if I can actually do it. So yeah, you can see fixed margin per copy trade. Maybe I might do something like $200, right? And they'll give you representing the margin cost of each copy trade. If you set Bitcoin USD to follow a fixed amount of $100 USD, you invest 100 USD as a margin to open the position after the trade opens the position. So 100 maybe, whatever. 200 for this one. You can hit next. I don't know if I have enough in this one right here. And so maximum follower amount to be $50,000 right there. I mean, you can kind of tweak it around to see what you like. But most of the time, you guys might only want to do Bitcoin to USDD, confirm. You guys may only want to do 50 or something like that. Depends. And you can see the tutorials they have right here as well. Recent activity, all that type of good stuff. But I'd probably say that you most likely just want to find one of those traders. It takes a little bit of work if the majority do not trade that way. That can help you out. And I think I don't know exactly why they do it that way. I've never been able to completely find it out because you guys know I'm just like a buy and sell type of guy, maybe a couple of scale outs every now and again. But I don't know. It is more difficult. I would say if you want, you don't have to copy trade. I know you know that, but it might just be part of the business. Maybe it's because they want to get more volume. Or, you could think about it like this as far as how the business behind copy trading works. If they do 4 smaller positions of Bitcoin totaling what they would have done for an initial one big, large Bitcoin buy, now they have 4 profitable trades that go into the record saying, hey, they've made 4 trades. All trades have been profitable 100%. Instead of doing one profitable trade here, one profitable trade there, if you understand what I'm saying. Overall, you're still making money, but there is a sense that you're not understanding the full sense of the picture. Right? Not you, but like the person out there that would want to copy trade. I think that's probably a problem that they have. But I don't know, besides kind of doing the nitty gritty research, if there's a way to easily tell if they're going to be doing that strategy or not. Let me talk to my person that I know at Fairdesk about it. And I can try to figure it out. Because I'm not entirely sure why they necessarily do it like that. Because that's not the way I do it, right? I've only made 1 trade so far and it was profitable, but it was not that type of trade, right? And hey, Mark, I remember that trade. I was mowing my lawn listening. It was exciting. It was fun. I mean, make $1,500 or $1,600 in like 5 minutes time, 7 minutes time. It's always great. Except for normally I don't like to trade GameStop because it's like it's crazy volatility. And hey, Tarek. Hey, Michael, why am I getting a message from BitGate that says it's not allowed in the USA? Can I use a VPN to get it turned around? Yeah, so I think they lost. I don't know what it was about BitGate. Because they have all the licenses, but I think it was part of this new SEC crackdown or something like that. To be frank here, I don't advise you trying to go around the rules to get BitGate. If you want to use them as some type of long-term holding vehicle, sure, you can get one. But to me, I would find another place to move your money if you're not in America, frankly, or unless you have the ability to kind of go outside the country every now and again, because we haven't really seen too much of a crackdown on rules when it comes to exchanges and what happens if you trade in exchange using a VPN, because I know a lot of people in New York and Texas have tons of VPNs to get around all their government's rules, right? Or their local state government rules. I have a link down for Fairdesk if you want to give that a shot. That is available in America. They have all their licenses in order. I like working with them so far. But, you never know if there's going to be if they're attacking Binance right now, they could attack anything out there. They went after Kraken. And I think Kraken from a regulatory standpoint is the most gold standard regulatory body that does crypto. They follow all the rules to the best of their ability. And I think what ended up happening here is I don't think the SEC or the FTC, whatever, all these bodies, I don't think they like that you and I can do margin trading on the exchanges. So I think the margin trading is something that's very, very disliked, I would say, in the crypto field. Now, you can margin trade stocks, you can margin trade Forex pairs, but apparently they draw a line at margin trading crypto. I don't know what the reasoning behind it is, but they decided they don't like that, okay? I think it's stupid, but I think that as long as we have places that allow you to do margin trading, I think the SEC will try to go after them in the future. So I think that's what happened with BitGet. Remember, when I started talking to you guys about BitGet, I had been like, this is years ago again, right? 2021. It took me like 3 months of verifying everything I could about them. Is it real? Is it legit? Talking with some of the managers, having calls with some of their, not executive levels, but like the entry level executives, and trying to learn everything I could. Same thing with Fair Desk here. They're all legitimate exchanges, but we just don't know what the SEC is going to do. And, you know, I can't tell you to try to go around the SEC saying, hey, don't use BitGet in America. If you guys are in, you know, Canada or Europe or India or Mexico or wherever, right? Saudi Arabia, I know a couple of you guys follow me from there. You know, if you guys can still use it, right? It's a growing exchange. It's very, very popular. It's very, very new, but not as new as it once was. Remember, we all invested in the coin at 6 cents, the token. Now it's at like 50 cents, 40 cents, something like that. They're growing rapidly. Now I think Fair Desk is going to be another similar situation to that, where they're growing in America. They started off in South Korea. They're very profitable over there. They're very big over there. But now that they're moving into the American market, they had to go through all this regulatory paperwork. They got the approval to do all this type of stuff. But who knows if they're going to be, you know, if the SEC is going to come around and say, hey, we know you passed all of our tests. We know that you guys gave us everything we wanted to, but we're still going to say, hey, we don't want you to be in America. They could always do that, right? Now, will they? Freaking who knows? I don't really have much respect for the SEC at this point because I'm just so confused about what they actually want. And if they would be able to clarify it, I think everybody would be very happy to see, you know, what is a cryptocurrency? What is a security? All this type of stuff. But as far as what to do at BitGet, if you, like I have a link down below for Fair Desk, I'd probably move your money over there and then do your trading over there until BitGet gets sorted out. But that's only because you're in the United States. If you're in India or China, or I guess not China, but you know, South Korea, Singapore, Mexico, Canada, France, whatever, Spain, you know, and you're not getting that message, you're perfectly fine to keep on your money there. But there's something always, to me, inherently just a little bit more scary about trying to skirt the rules. I did it back in the day with Binance, and nothing bad ever happened. But you know, something bad might have happened. It could have happened. I don't know. You know, you just never know. But yeah, it's a weird problem. I would say don't test your luck. Fair Desk is good. If you want to move over to Binance US, you know, you don't have to use the Fair Desk one. Fair Desk sponsors the channel. I use it for a lot of stuff, but you don't have to just because I said. There's the Cruz coins out there. There's a Coinbase. If you want, it's Robinhood, I guess, at the end of the day. Bybit's one, but I don't think Bybit's allowed in America right now. There's Femex available too. There's a whole bunch of different exchanges out there, but you probably don't want to have to use a VPN to get through them. It probably just not the best thing for you. You know, it all depends on where you're going. Now, you know, like next year, I'm going to try to move over to Nicaragua if my mom gets a kidney sometime next year. And so I'll have access to all these different exchanges. I'll be talking about them all in more depth. But you know, for right now, I can open up BitGet without any problems from the government looking at it or give me a little bit of notification. I don't know why. I'm not using a VPN, and so I'm not entirely sure why some places have it and some don't. I just don't know. But I don't exactly know how to deal with it because if they have a license, they should be good to go. You know, but if the SEC comes around and says, "Hey, we know you have all the required paperwork, but still no," you know, I'm just little old me. I can't tell the SEC what to do, and people in America don't care enough to vote on cryptocurrency policy. You know, we normally care about border walls versus I don't even know, homeless rights. I have no idea. Our priorities are always screwed up here. But yeah, you know my opinion. Just don't be careful about trying to go around it. I would not. I'd move it over to Fair Desk or another platform that allows you to do some margin trading off of it. And hey, Ken, how was Vegas? Vegas was very, very fun. I got myself some professional photo shots taken of myself while I was over there. I got to talk to a whole bunch of cool people. I don't know if do I have my pictures here? Got my headshots right here. Maybe too many good headshots. I can see my old acne scars from when I was in high school. But it was fun. It was a very, very fun trip in Vegas. I did some cigar smoking. I think I was staying at the I stayed at the Signature by MGM. I think that's what the hotel is called. It was a very nice room. I enjoyed a lot of balcony view. How do you go look at your old tweets? Yeah, this is it. Here. You can listen to what I said when I got into my Vegas room. I think you guys can hear this now. All right. Yeah. Just checked into the MGM Signature. Not too bad of a hotel room here, guys. Nice and cheap, actually. It was only like $120 a night. It was actually more expensive than that. I didn't realize when I paid for it, but it was more expensive than this. It has a kitchen, which is really throwing me off. But it's a real freaking kitchen. I mean, it even has a refrigerator here. Look at that. No, I'm not going to use it, but I like the option to use it. You got the living room. You got the sofa. You got the TV. You got a bathroom in here. Hello. Shower. Then you got the bed. Then you got two closets, another TV, another balcony, a mirror, and then you got the bathroom in here, which is like a cool little tub, little sink, a shower, a mini TV, which is kind of cool, and then you got your hidden toilet, which is kind of, hidden. Yeah, it's a pretty fun time. That room was nice. It was nice. So I enjoyed it a lot. It was really, really fun to go out there and kind of, I don't know, just kind of have fun in Vegas. I didn't really gamble too much, but I went out and I kind of explored. I went to the Mega Mart thing, some type of museum there that was really fun. I smoked a lot of cigars. I drank a lot of whiskey. I always forget how expensive good whiskey is when you guys actually go out into the real world, because I normally just buy my own in a bottle, But I went to this place called 8 Cigar Lounge when I was out in Las Vegas. And what do you call? It's this place right here, 8 Cigar Lounge, Las Vegas. Yeah. This isn't Resorts World. It's a very nice place. It wasn't too, it was kind of far away from where I was staying at my hotel, but it was still a really nice place. You go over here. Oh, that's not what I'm looking at. Pictures. It's very classy. It's very elegant inside. They have a cigar shop inside. This is where I was getting my cigars. Most of my cigars actually came from that shelf right there. Very good drinks, but very nice outdoor space. Everything good. Each drink is about like $35 or so. You can get cheaper flight, but it's not going to be as much alcohol. So like these drinks that these guys were chilling on right here, those drinks probably cost like $30 to $50 per that one drink. The drink that I was having was like $35 per 1.5 ounces. So definitely on the higher end of the strip. I had cigars around $30 to $50. They were very good. I saw this one guy that had $1,000 cigar, and I was like, "Is it worth it?" He's like, "I mean, it's worth it because I can afford it." So that's what he said to me. He's like, and I was like, "Oh, okay." So it tastes like any other cigars. What I got from him. I was sitting at this exact chair here when I was there for one night. I like to spend the time outside, but it was a very, 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 very chill place. You get to talk to a whole bunch of people out there. Very, very cool cigar bar. I had a lot of fun in Vegas, a lot of cool stuff. Went to a lot of restaurants. I got myself a 24-ounce T-bone steak from Gordon Ramsay's restaurant, which is really chill. It was, the red wine sauce. Oh, when I talk about good food. Then after that, I had good food the entire trip. My first night I had really like unhealthy food, but it was so good that I was like, I need to treat myself because I've been dieting on freaking salads and whatnot. I guess even during the trip, my first day, I ate kale salad. But that night I went to some place called Rock and Potato in some random food court in Las Vegas, and they had like French fries, and then they had oh, let me just find it. Rock and Potato, Las Vegas. Uh, I don't know if I can Yelp. Oh, it was like a burrito, not burrito fries or something, but it's really good food. It's like the most unhealthy food you'll see. That's a baked potato. I didn't get that, but they had some really good stuff. So you had some tacos, potatoes with chicken inside of it, lobster tail inside of it. Really good food. I mean, everything looks really good. I didn't get any of this fancy stuff. Yeah, that's what I got. French fries with some pork on top of it, some sour cream sauce, and some cilantro. Burrito fries. Yeah, it was delicious. I couldn't even finish it. It was so much food. It was absolutely out of this world. Do they have the burrito? Burrito King. Oh, they don't have it. Okay, I want to find a picture of it. But yeah, it was very, very good. I had a very, very fun time in Las Vegas. I enjoyed it a lot. I want to go on another vacation now. That vacation didn't all cost me too much money. I think for like a good Saturday through Sunday, which is on the cheaper end of, you know, when you fly into Vegas, even though I guess it was for a convention. The entire trip was probably cost me about $1,000 or so, including flights. Okay, so I splurged on something which I normally splurge on in Vegas that probably made the entire trip a little bit more expensive, and that was Uber rides. So it was probably like close to the $1,300, $1,400. I probably spent around $400 on Uber alone while I was in Vegas, which is kind of crazy. But when I was at Signature, you know, if you want to go all the way out to the Fremont Street, that's a long Uber ride. If you want to go out to Bellagio, that's a longer Uber ride, right? So it's not always $10. And then I finished off my last day at the Aria because I had a comp night there, and Aria was absolutely beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. One other thing was, yeah, Ubers were just freaking expensive. And remember, I usually go with Lux Black or Premier when it comes to the drive. So I get the nicer cars, which is already an inflated price as it is. So you may call me stupid, but I like it. But yeah, Vegas trip was wonderful. Lots of good food. I wish I could show you guys the good old steaks and stuff I had. Let me see if I can find it here. Let me go over here very fast. I will mail myself a photo that you guys can see the steak can. Seattle steak. Actual size. I'll see if it gets sent over. I got some gelato. I smoked some cigars. I had some lasagna. I had some kale salad because I tried to be healthy when I first get there. My burrito flies. I had clams with noodles. That was pretty good. I mean, God, I had a lot of good food. Food is very expensive in Las Vegas, but it's relatively tasty, I would say. You can get the same food out here, I would say, for about the same price. Yeah, I don't think it's much more expensive in Vegas than other places. I think the seafood is more expensive because it has to be flown from where I live out to where Vegas is. Here. And you guys can see right now that Dogecoin's trying to make another big push up here right now, and that's very good. Let me go over here. Let me open up my email account. There you go. Here's my beautiful steak that I had. A 24-ounce ribeye. I think that's what it was. I don't remember. But they had this really good red wine sauce, and they had like the single green onion they put on the plate. But it was good. Had some macaroni and cheese. My friend had his beef Wellington, which is really nice. But when I go out and I'm at a steakhouse, I like 90% of the time I will eat steak. I think I got myself a Caesar salad before this. So a Caesar salad, a steak with no dessert. usually a good opportunity no matter what steakhouse you're going into Vegas. But this is this is Gordon Ramsay's place. They always have good steaks at Gordon Ramsay's places. Not the best hamburgers from what I've been told, but steaks usually cooked very, very well. Perfectly done, medium rare, red wine sauce. That was beautiful. Other thing was my noodles, clams, noodles. It was good. Nothing fancy about it. Well, I guess clams may be fancy to some people, but it's clams and noodles. It was very, very good. I think it cost like 30, 40 bucks. The steak itself cost like 70, 80 bucks, I think. But my friend paid for this meal for me, so I was grateful for him for that. But yeah, it was a very, very fun trip in Vegas. I will definitely have to go again. I had friends in Vegas over the weekend as well, and they went to go see Taylor Swift. Whoa! But I was not up to seeing Taylor Swift personally. But I heard that from the people that went there, the Taylor Swift concert was absolutely amazing and fantastic, and it was very riled up, and everybody was having a very fun time with Taylor Swift in town. Let's see. And hey, Ivan, Dogecoin definitely trying to break out again here. Like, if we go over to the 15-minute chart, you guys can see it. It's trying to. You guys really want to see this thing break back out above a 10.5 cents, though. You want to see the thing start to really move. Otherwise, if we don't move up fast enough over the next, let's say, 4 hours or so, you're going to see a breakdown here, and that's not going to be fun. Dude, what are you doing over here? Loki's trying to pick a fight with me and chew on my arm. You guys can't see him, but his teeth are wide open. He has, like, sharp jaws. He really wants to play. Oh, actually, your breath doesn't smell. It's just warm. But yeah, Bitcoin trying to make. Oh my God, this guy over here. I can't blame him because this guy missed me a lot when I was over in Las Vegas. I got a lot of good pictures from my mom and sister. But what do you call? He was having a blast once I left. But once you see me, it's like, oh my gosh, help me! They were so cruel to me. He was having a mini heart attack. Oh, skitty scat when I got back. Bitgate doesn't want to deal with Gensler anymore. Well, see the thing. So like when I hear about exchanges and Gary Gensler, my first thought when I was first entering into this crypto market was to trust Gary Gensler, be like, okay, they must have done something so bad that Gary Gensler has to come in and say, no, you guys can't do this. But then the more I started doing research, like as he goes after Coinbase, Binance, everything like that, the more I start to understand that. The more I'm like, or read more about the situation, I'm like, whoa, this is very, very snaky, and I don't want to say illegal, but it's very, very immoral the way our SEC is handling this new wave of cryptocurrency, this new wave of technology coming out there. I just think that me as an American taxpayer, you as an American taxpayer, we deserve to have some type of clarity so we can have a clear understanding of what exactly, what is a security, what is not. If Coinbase comes out and says, hey, we want to work with you, tell us exactly what your definitions are for this, this, and this, so we can have a clear understanding and everybody can play by a good set of rules that we can all agree on, right? But if the SEC does not give them an answer, say, hey, we're not going to tell you what a security is, we're not going to tell you what you did wrong, that to me just doesn't sit well. And, I think the American market personally is so large and so powerful that even if you're not sure, you still want to dip your toe in there just in case over time everything gets figured out. But again, there's not good blood. I believe a lot of trust is built off of just having a formal dialogue and having an honest and true, conversation. This can be through email, through phone calls, whatever, between exchanges and Gary Gensler, the office, the SEC in general. But the fact that I don't believe Gary Gensler is acting in good faith, which is kind of sucks to say because, again, I'm an American. This guy is, he works for the SEC, which works for the taxpayers. You may say he works for the rich taxpayers, but I consider myself wealthy enough to be, probably not, but not wealthy enough to get his attention, but what do you call? I just don't know how exchanges are properly going to manage this. Like when we talked about with BitGet earlier, I love the BitGet exchange. It works out very well for me. They have a good copy trading platform. They have A lot of people that use it, their cryptocurrency coin has been taking off. You know, ever since we bought it at 6 cents as a channel, it's been going up and up and up and up and up. And it's been like the most profitable trade from a spot position that we've had as a channel. Throughout all this bear market shenanigans, the shittiness over there, it's been doing fantastic while over the coins have been going more sideways and such, right? In the grand scheme of things, right, over the past few years. But I don't know how it gets solved with Gary. Personally, I hope if, maybe Trump gets back into office, maybe Gavin Newsom beats Joe Biden, maybe Hillary Clinton gets elected. Who freaking knows at this point? All the drama around politics is pretty nasty these days. I'm hoping that just one of them would be willing to fire Gary Gensler. Maybe none of them would fire Gary Gensler, right? But I'd be hoping that one of those people can let him go and then put somebody on that person can be anti-crypto all they want. And I'm perfectly okay with that. I wouldn't be, but you get what I'm saying here. But as long as they can clarify with some certainty of what the rules are, I would be fine with that, okay? It's the fact that we're trying to play Monopoly, but, we don't know the rules of the game. We don't know the rules of anything right now. Me as an influencer slash trader, I give you guys my opinions on what exchanges I think are good, what securities I think are worth buying, some strategies that I'm looking at, some potential trading ideas I'm thinking about. I have a pretty good idea of what I can say as far as the stock trading realm, the options realm, of what ideas I can share with you guys, and that type of stuff. But when it comes to cryptocurrencies, even me and myself, sometimes I wonder if I'm walking on eggshells here because I'm talking about exchanges. Like if I say, hey, Robinhood has a good crypto wallet system now that they're new. People have been looking to just store their Bitcoin in there for a while. I think it's okay with all the moves that Robinhood has made that for them, you guys to just buy Bitcoin on it or Ethereum or something like that, whatever. But am I in any legal trouble with the SEC for just saying such a thing? I honestly don't know. Now, I don't think so, which is why I keep on talking about the BitGets, the Femexes, the Fairdesk, the Binances, the KuCoins of the world, right? Webull, Robinhood, whatever. But there's always something in the back of my head where I have to think about it. Am I allowed to talk about Robinhood crypto? They don't necessarily sponsor me. If they sponsor me, you guys will see a clear little thing up there, and it'll say sponsors. Now YouTube's not sponsoring me. That's just asking you guys to subscribe. But Whalestream sponsors the channel. Fairdesk sponsors the channel. Chart Prime sponsors the channel here. So go check them all out. But what do you call? As long as I tell you guys that they're sponsoring the channel, I think that's normally good. But just me being me, I want to make sure I'm not ruffling any feathers. But I don't know if what I'm doing would even ruffle feathers in the first place because nobody would tell me. And until that is laid out in a coherent way, I think a lot of us, me included, we're all kind of operating in this weird gray area. Think of Belichick and Tom Brady. They were never a clean team. They're all kind of always in the gray area, but they were winners. I think that's kind of where we are right now. We're all kind of buying Bitcoin because we believe it's going to go up in the future, right? But we're kind of all buying Bitcoin, buying Dogecoin, Ethereum. We're kind of all in this weird gray area. All right, we're just in it. It's not like it's a terrible thing. It's not like it's a bad thing. But I think we can say we're in this weird gray area because we don't have clarity coming from the heads of our government. We just don't have the clarity. I don't know if any of you guys saw the I'm not spelling Elizabeth Warren properly. Elizabeth Warren crypto. I don't know if I could find this interview here. No. All right, whatever. Well, Elizabeth Warren pretty much went out a while ago and she did this massive interview about cryptocurrencies. And her problem with cryptocurrencies is there's nothing there. It's all belief. It's all belief. And if you guys know anything about any currency, all currency is a belief of the value, so there can be an exchange of goods. And if we have people in government that don't even understand that people believe in Bitcoin just like they believe in the dollar, or the lack of the dollar, I would say, right? Um, you know, you could see how that some of those thoughts can spill over into some of the Securities and Exchange Commissions, the FDIC, the Federal Reserve, and some of that. How, you know, there are a lot of interests coming in at play. And right now, all of you guys know what? That there's a banking crisis going on. It's still going on. That it's been controlled to a certain degree. It's been mitigated a little bit, but it's still going on, especially as we continue to raise up interest rates. So here's the conundrum. 2 years ago, I told you guys that I believe the government would come after crypto swiftly and harshly because of something that was going on as far as banks feeling that they were losing on capital because people were choosing to not hold their money in bank accounts and instead, with the 0.01% interest rates, but instead we're using it to buy Bitcoin and stake that Bitcoin, stake that Ethereum, or stake the USTD, whatever, and just hold on to it for a while, right? And so they were doing that and not keeping the money in the banks. The banks going to make more money off it. And so the banks were lobbying Congress to say, hey, get rid of this crypto stuff because we want to make more money. We have shareholders to think about. Until we start to see Wall Street find a way to make money, or banks find a way to make money off of cryptocurrencies, which I think Fidelity is trying to do right now. I do think we're going to be in that gray area from a point of view of who has the power. Usually it's the wealthy businesses out there that kind of control members of Congress. Members of Congress do their bidding, so to speak, which is kind of sad to say, right? But then once they do that bidding, then the people in the top make a lot of money, or us who buy shares in those companies. We also make money off of it. Think of why I like to buy oil so much. Oil lobbies Congress quite a bit. And that kind of adds this spiral that we're in of like miscommunication, bad faith. It's not pretty, but I have to believe that eventually that we're in a kind of like, you can think of a flushing toilet, so to speak, where we are in a flushing toilet right now. Eventually the crisis starts to lose momentum and the water comes back up and we have calm waters afterwards. We're going to have calm waters, I think, in the future, everybody. But the way this is whole set up, we're still in mid-flush, right? And I think, personally, mid-flush is still a great time to be buying and doing dollar cost averaging. I just think that I'd rather be dollar cost averaging at this point rather than trying to go all in, because I still don't understand what the SEC is going to do. Because every time we go over here and we check out the SEC, take a sip of my Peru tea, whatever it is, not sector finance, SEC. SEC space. There you go. SEC home. Office hours with Gary Gensler, order execution. I don't know if crypto. Okay. Crypto assets. You should know that those who are offering crypto asset investments or services may not be in compliance with applicable law, including federal securities laws. These investments can also be speculative, risky, and volatile. Right there, that is 100% true. No dispute coming from me. If you are considering an investment opportunity involving crypto assets, you may be wondering if it's legal, if it's right for you, or even if it might be a scam. We urge you to be cautious when considering whether crypto asset investments are appropriate for you. Here are some resources to help you better understand these complex topics. Perfect. I don't have any qualms about that statement, right? No qualms whatsoever. So we go over here with celebrity endorsement, SEC assets and cyber enforcement actions, thinking about buying the latest cryptocurrency or token, right? Let's see. Watch out for scams. So this is nothing about crypto. Nothing about crypto. What are crypto trading platforms? I don't want to play this because I feel like I might get in trouble. The SEC and cryptocurrencies. Let's play it. Let's play.
What are crypto platforms and what makes them similar or different to other exchanges you might know?
Oh, I can't do the music. Sorry, guys. Hold on. After the music's over.
When you trade on a stock market, you have certain protections. That's because way back in the 20s, the 1920s, the securities markets were rife with fraud,
oh my God, they keep playing music
on the exchanges. And over the generations, the U.S. capital markets have become the gold standard because investors have faith in them. They're protected against fraud, manipulation, front running, and the like.
Just reminds me of the Wolf of Wall Street.
They're not perfect, but they've stood the test of time. What does that have to do with crypto trading and lending platforms? Well, these platforms, the crypto platforms, like stock markets, bring together buyers and sellers. Crypto platforms have millions, sometimes tens of millions of retail customers directly buying and selling on the platform without going through a broker. With so many retail customers trading on crypto platforms, we should make sure that those platforms offer similar protections. So I've asked our staff to work directly with the platforms to get them registered and regulated to ensure that those crypto tokens come in as well and register where appropriate as securities.
Okay, so that part is the part where I start to disagree with him a little bit more about. We can go back over to Dogecoin here in case it's trying to make another move. But basically, he's not working in good faith with those exchanges. And I think that's where this whole thing we start the flushing scenario all over again. We're not having a good faith debate over what exchanges are doing and how they may be doing them. I'm all for having exchanges have a lot more clarity and being much more, what do you call that for exchanges? Transparent about, all the trades going on and stuff like that. But, when it comes, again, we go back to the Coinbase thing. Coinbase asked which cryptocurrencies does the SEC not like. The SEC denied to respond to that. To me, that represents that, hey, they could have a problem. The SEC could have a problem. But when the company that they're going after asks a question like, hey, what do we need to fix? And you refuse to answer that. That's why I think it's taking it to a different level, which I don't like. Because if you look at the SEC screen right there, there wasn't much that was wrong about it. It all kind of fit the good narrative that what we want to see. But when you actually kind of see the actions and not just the website, then you start to have a whole different opinion of what's going on here, how bad things are going to get, etc. And hey, the real trade's about $1,000. It is a very, very good deal. And hey, Monica, I mean, if they're all having that, then what I would try to do is I would try to find their history and just make the trade yourself. There's nothing bad about, how to say this. You could try to leave a small amounts of money in isolated trades with them and see if they make it work over a few week period of time. And then as you build trust with them and their weird trading style, which I grant you is weird because of the multiple trades, you can try to do that. Or because I think what you have to do is you have to have separate wallets when it comes to Fairdesk and BitGet. So you have a crypto copy trading wallet, then you have maybe a Forex, a margin trading wallet, or maybe you have a spot trading wallet, if that makes sense. Maybe only give them access to a small portion of that wallet and see where it can kind of go from there and start off with a one copy trader, maybe two, but probably one is going to be more than enough for you. Especially as you're kind of testing stuff out and see where it goes. But if you don't like it after like a week of putting in just, again, like $100, $200, whatever you feel comfortable doing, don't bother with it. Some people don't like that strategy and there's no reason to force yourself to do it, right? There's no reason to force yourself to go through that, type of ringer where you don't want to see 5 different trades on Bitcoin all around the same price range. You just want to see one big lump sum trade and one big lump sum sell. This perfectly adequate, it's not crazy to expect that or want that and not do a copy trading because you're not finding that, so to speak, right? And here, Monty, let's see. What are my thoughts on XCAD? I don't know anything about XCAD. I can look it up for you very fast. And as always, if I'm looking up a coin, guys, if I don't know anything about it, this is just my personal opinion as looking at it, so don't take it to heart, right? Down 5% today. Why is everything white? That is so bright. That is so bright. There we go. Okay. Market cap of 67 million. Small market cap, usually something I like. The price is around $1.64. Fine. I like it below a penny usually, but it's fine. Watch to earn revolution. XCAD network pioneering the watch to earn revolution for 2.1 billion active YouTube users, enabling fans and earn creator token rewards watching their favorite creator directly on YouTube. Oh, that's pretty interesting right here. Creators issuing fan tokens. Seems like a lot of wealthy, like a lot of large fans. I don't know. I haven't seen this before. Download plugin. Good reviews. Add extension. Oh, it's added to Chrome. Okay, I thought it was downloading on my computer. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have my virus software out. Okay. Let's do a pin on this one. Let's click on it. Skip intro. Sign up. I'll sign up for this a little bit later here. But I mean, what's the goal here? Finding the watch to earn revolution with 2.1 okay project. Viewers to earn creator tokens while watching their favorite creators. Viewers can earn, stake, and then view the trade creator tokens on all. Okay, that's cool. I mean, this actually looks pretty cool. Not gonna lie. I actually like the theory of this, maybe because I'm a YouTuber myself. But NFT marketplaces, again, I don't really like NFTs all too much. I think like 99.9% of they're scams. But I might make an NFT if I can give it to you guys for free. You know, free NFT doesn't get. I don't think you guys can get scammed off of a free NFT. Maybe you guys are gonna hope that it goes to $1 billion, and that's how you guys get scammed or something. Influencer market cap. You know, let me look into this a little bit more. Looks like not many people have market caps here. Market cap 340,000, I think it is here. Depending on, I guess, how many people promote it. I would say that they're probably going to use YouTubers to promote this for them, which is a pretty interesting way to do it. But it doesn't look like many people have market caps. Like I can go over here to buy this person's token, maybe. So I have to take ZIL, or I guess some of these other tokens, and I have to trade it. Let me learn more about this. For now, it seems like it's a pretty good thing. They don't have a Discord. Oh, snap. They don't have a Discord? Medium? I don't want to go Medium. Creators. I don't know any of these creators, but I assume they're real people. Yeah, let me look into it more. Just from like 1,000-foot view down, it looks pretty chill. It looks pretty cool. You know, I would have to see how this works out. You know, looks interesting, but you know, until I had more information, I can't give you a definitive thing. I don't know exactly how money moves in here and stuff like that, but I'll try to learn more about it. I wish they did Discord. Download. Okay, so there might be an app along with this as well here. Twitter. I'll get that. I mean, they have over 300,000 followers. They seem pretty chill. The market cap is still very low, so maybe I'll toss some money in there. But if you guys wanted to buy this, I don't know. I haven't decided if I wanted to buy it yet. Something's been going down the last few days, though. Let's see. It's on KuCoin. That's good. Uniswap, Bitfinex, BitREX, Bybit, Gate.io, BitGet, if you like BitGet, BingX. I've worked with BingX in the past. So yeah, it's on some exchanges if you want to give it a go. But for me, I would have to do a little bit more research. The overall premise of what they're doing, it seems interesting. I just don't know how they make money from all this. How does their business grow from all this? And you know, how do YouTubers have their own market caps? I don't understand that. I will go and forth and look for that information, but for now I have no idea how they do it. Absolutely no idea how that works out. And hey, D's, ho, 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 ho. And calling, hey, Laura, got your Trump got charged. Yeah, I think the indictment comes out tomorrow, so we'll have a clear understanding of what's going on. If there's a Trump trial, I will be streaming it just because I'm very curious to see how all this works out. But I expect it to be kind of testy, so we'll have to see. I don't know if they're going to put a gag order on him, though, because he likes to talk a lot. And then, I don't know, I'm not really all too enthusiastic about the Trump trial. I have a lot of friends from around the world. I think here in America, our media is saying this is like the justice. This is the justice system. Like nobody's above the law. But like my friends in Africa, my friends over in India, my friends down in Mexico, South America, Saudi Arabia. I got 2 friends there now, surprisingly. Even my friends down in what do you want to call it, Southeastern Asia, like the Singapore, Thailand areas over there. They're all saying this is political, which is going against what I've been kind of hearing in the news night. And you guys already know I don't really trust the news all too much. So I wonder how this really plays out and helps out America as far as the state of America, right? Not like when you're talking in political science terms, like the state, the way the America is. How does this help us in our global ambitions of staying on top? And I don't think it does anything good. I think another country will come along now that, let's say there's a dictator that pops up in Venezuela, and then we're saying, hey, we don't want you to do political prosecutions. Well, I think now this gives every one of those people the ability to say, hey, you guys did it with Trump, even if it's true or not, but they have the ability to say it now. Because I think Trump is officially running for re-election, I believe. So yeah, so there's a whole bunch of craziness going on with this. I'll wait to see what comes out. But as far as I know right now, it's just about a hooker and a hush money payment, which I guess I don't care. If he broke a law, sure. But to me, this doesn't seem like it's worth all the trouble. But again, I'm not familiar when it comes to law and hookers and prostitutes and stuff like this. It'll be very interesting to see how this plays out over the next few months because, again, we're going to be heading into election cycle here pretty soon. And we're already in one technically, but, it's going to be ramped up. Everybody's going to be talking, debate here, debate there, people talking, people going on rallies, protests. Wait till the economy goes down a little bit more and we go into a recession. Then everybody's going to be really ticked off. Just look at all the people in France right now because they have to work a couple more hours, a couple more years down the road. Really stupid policy that Macron did, by the way. But still, England going on strikes. It's an interesting time to be alive. That's for sure. Yo, a big no on Newsom. What do you call? I don't know much about Newsom. The only reason I don't like him is because he told everybody to wear a mask and stay inside. But I guess he went to some really fancy restaurant. I don't like people like that. If he gets to go out to a fancy restaurant or just have some fun, everybody should be able to do whatever they wanted to. I was very against the COVID lockdowns. I still think they were a really stupid decision. Even especially when we learned that the virus wasn't as dangerous as I think we all thought it was at the beginning. And the CDC came out and said only a small percentage of people die with it. And they're these are the characteristics that they all have in common. They're all old, overweight, some of that. I'm I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube, so I won't talk about it no more. But I was very disappointed with the system in place. Plus the Twitter files freaked me out a little bit more as well. I didn't realize the FBI was talking with Twitter. Maybe I was a little bit naive for thinking that, but I was freaked out when that happened. And hey, Laura Scratcher, poor living with Lucy lost 35,000 subscribers. She works hard for it. YouTube terminated her account for no reason. What do you call it? I don't know what happened to trading or living with Lucy. I talked to her on TikTok about it. She said she appealed it, so I guess we'll wait and see. My dog over here, sorry, he is just the neediest little dog ever. Ow, did you pull out my plug? You did pull out my plug. There you go. Now, what's going on, man? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hi. You feeling better now? You got all that all the energy out? Dude, you better not bite this one. This guy. You done? All right, there you go. He's still feisty as ever over here. He's trying to bite me, but he knows he can't bite hard, so he's doing a whole bunch of he's being cute, but he really wants to play. I'm gonna take him outside in a little bit. And hey, holy cola, Doge is looking very, very good today. Very, very good indeed. But yeah, as far as living with Lucy, I haven't actually checked out much on her. Let me go through all this stuff and let me just get rid of a lot of stuff on here because I have a lot of open pages. Okay, let's go over here to YouTube. We can stay over here so you guys can watch Dogecoin here. Living with Lucy. Living with Lucy talked a lot about Dogecoin, I believe, back in the day. Yeah, so all I see from hers is that she has her second channel, the Lucy Show. But I don't see what happened with I don't know what happened with her main show, her main channel. I don't know. Who knows? But what do you call? Hopefully, if she didn't do anything wrong, she'll be acquitted, so to speak. You guys know my channel has been terminated before. It got fixed, but it got fixed after 2 weeks of hell. And so, you know, I don't know, but YouTube was, I mean, they made a mistake. They said, sorry. I was able to get my channel back up. I was very happy with the way YouTube was able to get my channel back up and running, and I'm grateful for them for that. So hopefully if YouTube did make a mistake this time, I don't know if they did or not. Hopefully she'll be able to get her channel back. I'm hoping she didn't do anything wrong because, I don't know. I like having more crypto channels, and, you know, the more crypto channels, the more people are talking about this space are doing very, very well. I'm looking to go on more channels myself over the next few weeks. I think I'm going to go on a channel called Debate Crypto, which is a very small channel, but just to kind of talk about cryptocurrencies and start talking to other channels out there. You guys know I have extreme anxiety and I have ADHD. And so I don't normally talk to other people. I have like my own little rhythm of speaking. It doesn't always vibe when it comes to other YouTubers out there. So who can be much more energetic and buy this, you know, the BitBoy styles. So we'll see how all that works out. But yeah, baby steps. I say baby steps. See, and hey, Magic Man, anything that has momentum never ends unless something blocks it, like fiction or friction. What do you call it? I mean, at this point, as far as cryptocurrency, we're facing some friction, but I don't think it's nearly enough to stop us. I still expect at this point for Bitcoin to reach $100,000 in the next few years. Nothing at this point has made me feel anything different about that. What I feel different about now is how valuable is my dollar going to be after I get it turned back to Bitcoin, right? Because, you know, right now we're looking at Bitcoin to USD. Like, let's go over here to the weekly chart. Let's go over here. This is Dogecoin. But if I go over here to something like can I do this? No. Can I do this? No, fine, it won't work. There's a way to see it, like, you know, Bitcoin to the pound, Bitcoin to the Japanese yen and stuff like that. It's a little more complicated. But what do you call, you know, what happens then? Because, you know, I'm moving to Nicaragua next year. At least that's the goal here, because I like living in America. I like it. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, I'm not typing anything else. Houses for sale. Okay, that's fine. This one. So I go over here and I'm looking at, like, you know, no. Look at this. $400,000 for 1,700 square foot, almost 1,800 square foot house. You know, now would I want a better location? Yeah, you bet. Would it be a little bit more than that? Sure. But let me look at this. You get views of water over there. Chill it every day. $400,000. Again, $400,000. Beautiful areas, relaxing, nice little interior space. I get a full-time maid, probably that's there 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, or maybe I can get, if I build my own house, which I think I'm going to do down the road because I'm going to rent a place at first. You build a lot, you're going to have your own house for your maid services. So the maid, it's a live-in maid service. So you pay them like $300 to $400 a month, and they're there 24/7 whenever you need them. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Not worrying about a thing. But again, you could buy this house though for $400,000, and I'd be perfectly happy with it. Would I make additional changes? Sure. You know, don't get me wrong. Yes, I need to have I would want a lot of extra stuff, but the house comes furnished. Everything's very nice. You get a live-in maid. You know, I'm a very happy dude. Everything's a lot, you know, really nice and easy. But there's other houses out there for every guys. Like some of you guys may want the real luxury stuff. I'm not really too much into the luxury stuff because I'm gonna be renting for a while. But all I want is a lot, right? All I want is a lot to build my custom house on it, and that's something that's beautiful. Like here, Ocean View Acre commercial lot. That's commercial lot. Multi-apartment building. Like I could buy a building for $289,000. Multi-unit apartment building. This is $239. I don't know what this is. It's apartment, so it's a little bit different. $239,000. What is it? 1,000 square feet? Not a lot, but you're right along the beach. You're right along the beach. I think that'd be perfectly fine as an investment property. When I have friends over, I can take them to this place. They can have it, whatever. You know what I mean? Living abroad is always a good choice. People always feel like they can't make ends meet here in America. If you guys have an online job, you guys can live in a lot of places around the world, and that dollar will take you far for now, right? Oh, sorry, guys, hold on. Have you seen this Restrict Act? They're trying to pass it super bad for crypto. Yeah, I don't think it's going to get passed, but if it does, it'll go through some revisions here. Again, they will try whatever they can to stop crypto. I don't think it's going to succeed or even come close to it because there's going to be too much business that they don't want to give up, right? There's too much money to be made. I think what they're going to do is try to figure out a way to regulate it to the point where the people who believe that decentralization or centralization is a very bad thing, they're going to be the most ticked off by this law. I'm usually okay with it. I'm not so libertarian, I guess, as most crypto holders. Because it's because I have the luxury of knowing that I can always I can move. But I think the ones that are going to be most affected by that are the people that don't want their information known, which I can totally understand. I just got this wallet from Material Bitcoin. I just did a review on it over the weekend, and I like this wallet a lot. This is a crypto wallet, okay? Has a wallet address on it. It has a private key on the back that you guys can't see because I have a sticker over it. And I have started to deposit Bitcoin on this. Nobody knows this is my wallet, right? I don't think you guys can see the address here, but it doesn't matter. I have multiple wallets here. So nobody even knows this wallet is assigned to me. The only way they could do it is by tracking my exchange codes and stuff like that, which, it wouldn't be too hard for the federal government to do that. I'm not saying I'm some type of expert hider of funds or something like that, like a Swiss bank. But, there's going to come a point in time where I'm not going to be really beholden to the American system, and all the money I have on here, if it's like an investment, I probably won't end up paying taxes on it because I won't be living in America at that point. I'll probably be a formal citizen, like a dual citizenship type thing, but my income will not be coming from America. It'll be coming from Nicaragua because I'll have my own business set up there, less taxes, more freedom, and I'll try to keep all my wealth in Nicaragua. I won't be trying to keep it here because Nicaragua won't tax me to hell. America will. So, everybody has their own style. Now if you have this, the government will know that you have it if they try to find it, but don't try to do anything illegal. But if you guys just want to have some money on here, whatever, it works. And so there's tons of different ways right now. You guys have all different types of wallets. This is a stainless steel wallet. So you can this thing is I can't even bend it. It's freaking tough piece of metal here. But, you got the Ledger Nanos, you have all the other wallets out there these days. Over time, the government is going to want to know everything about them. That's fine, right? Because it's like a bank account pretty much. But I do think they're not going to get to the point where they know every single thing unless they really go after you, and they're really trying to hunt this information down because they don't have the resources to do it. I mean, they barely have the resources to go after rich people right now, right? So I'm not all too concerned with it with any regulation they come out with, because at the end of the day, I don't know if they're going to even have the ability to enforce such a radical crypto policy. It'll be more like trying to get rid of booze. You know what I'm talking about? I don't see how they try to ban crypto or do anything to the sort of that. I will try to learn more about that Crypto Act if I can, though, because what is it called? Let's see. And in Magic Man, yeah, we need more regulation, but we don't want too much regulation. That's definitely going to be something that's going to be, it's something that's going to be very, very hard to deal with here. Which one is it here? what's this right here? Regulations. Where was it at? Somebody just gave me an idea here a few minutes ago. Lucy. Oh, well, I'm not going to worry about it right now. But I was going to try to find something for you guys that I thought would be interesting talking about all this type of stuff here. West. Somebody just mentioned the actual bill. And I guess I'm just not finding it. Okay, that's fine. Crypto bill. U.S. lawmakers to reintroduce crypto tax reform bill. Let's get out of this very fast. I want to pause that. Let's go over here to OK. So U.S. lawmakers are planning on reintroducing a bill that would reform the way crypto is treated for tax purposes, Punchbowl News said on Tuesday. The bill, called the Keep Innovation in America Act, but this has nothing to do about keeping innovation in America, and co-sponsored by U.S. Representative Patrick Henry and Richie Torres, Democrat in New York, and McHenry is a Republican from North Carolina. Patrick McHenry is one of the most powerful Republicans in the House. You will see him at every deal being struck. You don't see him necessarily going out and talking as much, but when what's that guy? Who's the head of the House? Oh gosh, his name is all over the place. Whatever his name is, the head of the House. When he was getting voted on, it was like 15 votes, 16 votes, whatever it was. When he was getting everybody's votes together, that was the guy that was talking to everybody. Very, very smart guy. You guys should know who this guy is. He has an immense amount of power. Like, I shit you not, this guy is somebody that you guys should have on your radars. You can see that I've already looked him up quite a bit. Yeah, this guy. He has a bow tie. Look for that bow tie. This guy has a lot of power. I think he's the chair of the Economics Committee. Hold on. Committee. Ways and Means, Financial Services, Judiciary, Energy and Commerce, and Oversight and Accountability. Power. Okay? Power. Very, very smart guy. But when he puts down a bill, I don't know if it's going to pass, but it has a good shot at passing. Okay? Would narrow the definition of a crypto broker for tax purposes to any person who, for consideration, stands ready in the ordinary course of a trade or business to effect sales of a digital asset at the direction of their customers. A draft document of the bill said, lawmakers want to put this reform forward because they believe the current reporting requirements for companies are hindering innovation in the crypto setting. Hindering innovation? I don't know. We'll have to figure this out. I haven't looked at this bill. We'll have to see. The reporting requirements under the current law require digital asset market participants to adhere to standards that are incompatible with this technology operation, the bill said. This will hinder the development of digital assets and the underlying technology in the United States, shifting its development outside the United States. What's this bill? Okay, let's I don't know how long this would be, so let me go down here very fast. This is a very, I don't think is this the whole bill, 7 pages? It's just an amendment. Okay, sweet. Okay, okay, so this bill basically says to keep innovation in the American Act, the Keep Innovation in America Act proposes amendments to the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 to clarify the definition of a broker regarding digital assets. The bill modifies reporting requirements for brokers and transfers of digital assets and delays the effective date for certain information reporting changes. Oh, delays the effective date. That's interesting. Additionally, the bill calls for a study to be conducted by the Secretary of Treasury in consultation with relevant parties on the effect of expanding the definition of cash to include digital assets for tax and financial crime reporting purposes. The bill includes recognizing the potential of digital assets and blockchain technology to improve the financial system and calls for clear rules to foster innovation. The bill states that the proposed amendments will not impact revenue estimates from the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. So this actually might be a good thing. So it seems like there's gonna be a little bit more regulation, a little bit more transparency coming from the exchanges and such, but I'm not so sure this is a bad thing here, everybody. There's another bill out there that I think one of you guys told it to me. If I scroll down, maybe some of you guys will help me find it out. Let's see. What is that bill? You guys are blasting the news, aren't you? I don't know what that bill is, but what do you call it? This bill actually doesn't seem bad. I think this bill is kind of going more after Gary Gensler and trying to make it so he has to have a clear set of rules, which would be interesting to see. But I'll find out more about that other act. If you guys know what the other crypto act is called, I will look on it very fast and ask ChatGPT to summarize it for myself. Summarize it. Actually, let me go over here. Okay, I'm an alpha user. Let me use my alpha privileges. What is the new crypto bill being debated, and can you summarize it? Now, I don't know if this is going to do a good job with it because it is alpha, but we can check it out very fast. I'll read some of you guys' comments while we wait for this to kind of browse the web, so to speak. Let's see. Hey, Lewis Scotcher. Don't triple dot me when ask me if I'm going to help living with Lucy. I already said I gave her some advice. It's up to her to see if it works. It still took me 2 weeks, my man. It's life. YouTube channels get terminated. I don't even know if she broke the rule or not. Keep going. I hate how it does that. But yeah, dude, I have no idea. I don't usually go out of my way to deal with other YouTube channels unless I have a really good working background knowledge with them. I have no talking experience with her at all. I gave her some tips on TikTok, and that's about it, my man. I'm not going to go over more than that. I don't want to risk my channel. What's right here? I know where his D's. Do you know if they do, they're just going to make Trump as famous as Top G? Trump is probably making so much money off of this. He's probably ecstatic about all this stuff happening. I'm probably really happy with it. Imagine exposing a group of elites. What would happen to you? Yeah, I don't want to even think about that. I don't want to go about elites. My gosh. Of course, it's political. Michael Dog and about this show. Yeah, I can't. I don't want to go into too much of the politics, but yeah. It seems to be a weird thing for a prostitution payment to be going after. Of all things, I think that the government wants to go after Trump for. Can I short Gala now? Your opinion, please. If you want to short Gala, you can. Bitcoin is at a big level of resistance. We're seeing a little bit of a tapering off here. It might pop up for maybe one more day or so. Okay, get up. Yeah, there you go. But you know, I would wait for some of those death crosses in the 4-hour chart before hopping on board that train. If you're going to do it, I'd probably do low margins because of the volatility here, because we're still seeing the Bitcoin golden cross about to happen on the weekly chart next week or the week after that. So it'd be a shorter term trade, not something that really lasts for more than a few days, a week or so, excuse me. Let's see. Thanks, Tony. I appreciate that very much. What is a good trading strategy for beginners? Oh, I would say watch my videos. I have a bunch of different trading strategies. It really depends on how you want to trade. I'm working on a course right now. The fundamentals of trading on this, and I'll break it down for you within like a minute if I can. You should learn everything you need to know about how to trade. And by this, I mean like what indicators to use, like moving averages, Bollinger Bands, RSIs, MACDs, whatever. Learn a lot of those basics, candlestick patterns if you want to do that. Patterns like double tops, triangle breakouts. What else is there? Head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, cup and handles, pennants, all that type of stuff. Flags, whatever. You want to learn all that stuff. And then you want to start practicing trading and understanding the markets of overall trends with moving averages, all that type of stuff. But you're going to do what's called trading with paper money. And so that means you're not going to be trading with any amount of money you've saved. You're going to be trading with what's called fake money. It's all fake, made up. If you make money off of it, you're not really making the money. If you lose money off of it, you're not really losing money. But what you're going to do is once you have an idea of what you're supposed to be doing with the trading, as far as like buy during a breakout, short during a breakdown, stuff like that, or buy during a support zone, whatever. You're going to start recording all of your trades, and you're going to figure out what works well for you. Now, if you're trading cryptocurrencies, you probably just want to trade Bitcoin and Ethereum starting off and just trade those two. And you're going to say, I traded Bitcoin on this day at this price range. I bought it because there was a breakout of a pennant. You're going to write down the price you bought into, the strategy you use, so your target price, everything you had to do with that trade. And then you're going to do that over and over and over and over and over and over and over a lot more times until you get a good idea of how good of a trader you are. Members have the ability to get this free trading journal that I have. I'll put it up on the next members video for you guys. But basically, it's a trading journal that has a whole bunch of software in it, and that software shows you how profitable you are while trading. Dogecoin versus Bitcoin versus Apple versus ExxonMobil, whatever. Teaches you, shows you how good of a trader you are, and it'll break it down by the pattern. So some of you guys may be very, very good at trading head and shoulders plays, but maybe you guys suck at trading cup and handle plays. It's just the way of the world, right? And so you're going to want to understand how good of a trader you are, then adapt and make changes. And then once you see that you're profitable about 75 to 85% of the time or higher, that's when you guys can start allocating more profits in there. I would say most of the time you want to be like 80% profitable, but 75 is okay as well, I guess. It's like a C if you ask me. But yeah, so that's basically how you guys want to do it. Now, as far as this crypto bill, during a hearing on Commodity Futures Trading Commission, oversight held by Senate Agriculture Committee, Senator Responsible Financial Innovation Act in mid-April 2023, so we're going to have more news about it. The new bill is described as comprehensive. It will address key issues including stablecoins, custody, and cybersecurity risk. CFTC Chairman Rothstein Benham provided positive feedback for the bill, stating was comprehensive. That means it's a big comprehensive bill, a big bill. Additionally, Burnham revealed that the CFTC's enforcement team had determined that the Tether stablecoin could be classified as a commodity, which could potentially lead to conflicts with the Security and Exchange Commission over regulatory jurisdiction. That's not good. Previously, in June 2022, the original Gillibrand-Loomis bill was introduced to the Senate with the intention of clarifying the duties of regulatory bodies, enhancing scrutiny on stablecoins, and eliminating taxes on cryptocurrencies, transactions that are worth less than $200. The revised edition of the bill will include more detailed explanation of tokens, and lawmakers will address concerns and issues raised about the initial version of the bill. So it looks like there's going to be a lot more stuff going on as far as regulations. I will try to find out more information as I go along. From that particular article from ChatGPT, it seems that it's going to take a little bit more time, maybe a couple weeks before we hear any more big news. But if I can find a draft bill, I can actually just find the link for it, and I can drop that link into ChatGPT, and ChatGPT can kind of give me a quick summarization of it. But what I'm using right now is the alpha version, which is a lot different. This scans online, which is why it's alpha, because it's not perfect yet. I don't. New crypto bill. So Warren Marshall introduced bipartisan legislation to crack down on crypto. So I don't think it's necessarily a bill, though. I don't see a bill. You know what I mean? Like, this is just what we just saw was a PDF of this exact page here. I don't know if there's actually a bill on there. Digital Asset Anti-Money Laundering Act. This is anti-money laundering, though. I don't usually have a problem with that. Senate.gov. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. And there's no law here. I mean, like, law is a very boring, long, drawn out page of changes that need to be made. If I go here, is this it? So it was just introduced, nothing really done with it back in December. Text. PDF. This is it, right? Yeah. Let's go over here to default. God, when will I learn how to spell summarize? There we go. Local Chrome extension. Oh, okay, whatever. That is the URL. What are you talking about? Oh, it does have an extension on here. Chrome extension. Okay, whatever. I don't think this is too long because these letters are massively large. There's only like literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's actually a lot of letters right here. But oh shit. Hold on. Copy. Okay, so it's a bill introduced to require the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network to issue guidance on digital assets. Oh, I like this. Guidance. So we have to have rules. That's not bad. As well as establish a regulatory framework for digital asset kiosks. The bill defines digital assets, digital asset kiosks, digital asset mixers, privacy coins, and financial institutions, and proposes several rulemaking, reporting requirements, and examination process related to anti-money laundering and countering the financing of terrorism. The bill also authorizes appropriations to carry out its provisions. So more money given out to the bureaucracy to kind of deal with this stuff, it looks like. But overall, it doesn't seem like there's much here. I guess it is only 7 pages. There's not really much here. This is like the first draft. They don't really have a plan at this point. But like digital asset, usually that's what you're searching for on here, digital asset. A bill to repeal the provisions of the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act that impose new information reporting requirements with respect to digital asset transfers. Oh, look at this. So this was introduced about a month ago by Ted Cruz. He's trying to do less regulation for crypto. That's interesting right there. Senator Cruz, he's probably going to run on, I don't know if he's going to run for office, but he'd be pro-crypto office, I guess, right? So Patrick McHenry, this is the one we talked about a while ago. Ted Cruz, no co-sponsors, accept resolution, bill. I think we're looking for bills, right? Yeah, we're looking for bills. Bill type. Okay, so Huffman Jared, Republican Democrat, crypto asset environmental transparency. I don't care about that. I feel bad for saying I don't care about the environment when it comes to crypto. Environmental Transparency Act, no. Fuel Reform Act, the Republican. I don't know if this has anything to do with crypto though. Portfolio Act, Rural Broadband Act. No, it looks like there's not much digital asset here. There's digital and it's going after digital assets, right? Crypto asset. Then over here we have digital assets. After that, we're losing it a little bit. Rural broadband. Yeah, I don't know. Not really the most important part of rural broadband, I think, would be cryptocurrencies. Oh, but Ted Cruz, who would have thought? McHenry Patrick, that's a big one here. Co-sponsors 9. This is why I think this one's going to pass right here. 9 co-sponsors. Nobody wants to co-sponsor on with Ted Cruz. Who's this one? Jared, 0 co-sponsors here. That's not good. Co-sponsors 2. Crypto asset environmental one. This is more democratic one. I could totally see that one working out. No, they don't have enough. They don't have 60 votes. Co-sponsors 0, sponsors 2. Broadband Act. That's I don't know how that would work out. But yeah, it seems like the one we talked about a while ago with McHenry, who's a powerful individual in Washington, very, very powerful. We look at his trades every now and again. We look at his trades every now and again if I can find him. He's usually towards the top. Mitch McConnell. Maybe he's not. What the heck? Okay, let me go. No, maybe later. Where is McHenry? Oh, heck. There he is. Oh, he hasn't traded much this month. That's why. No trading activity? For real? He had a lot more trading activity before this. 3 years. Dominion Energy. Oh, Jesus. Where are his trades at? He's had more trades than this, which is very, very weird. I wonder if they're going through something here. Tom Craper selling off his Apple. I can't, selling off treasury bills, buying some treasury bills. Smart from Tom Craper. He knows to play the treasury game right now. Bank of America, selling Bank of America. I cannot blame you there. I cannot blame you there, John Curtis. No, Amazon buying. Oh, his spouse is buying Amazon. That's interesting. But yeah, never mind. I won't go too deep in there. But the fact that it is by McHenry, that leads me to believe there's some teeth to this one right here. Whereas normally, if you don't see many co-sponsors, you're normally not going to do too well because it means there's not a team really going after them. So let's get out of here, out of there, out of there. All right, there we go. See. Hey, Magic Man, I once downloaded currency exchanges on my phone. Those companies recognize certain crypto as actual currency. Well, yeah, because it is a type of currency, right? I mean, okay, so you know how I told you guys I have this this material Bitcoin wallet, okay? This wallet takes primarily Bitcoin, okay? But they have an Ethereum wallet and a USDT wallet or USDC wallet, stuff like that. There might be a time where I go across the world or something like this, and I don't want to have to pay fees to use my debit card or my credit cards, whatever, in another country. So what I prefer to do is just take a crypto wallet like this, take it over there, and then, you know, I can just send over my Tether or my USDC, my American stablecoin, and just transfer it over using this. Very easy, not complicated at all. I can easily send it over there, and they would have it in about 60 seconds or something like that, and everything is peaceful and done. There's not really any big problems there, no nothing. All I need is a reliable signal. You know, that's a lot easier than trying to get my credit card information, which, frankly, like I have pretty tight credit card security measures. So if I have an unusual purchase, which is everything, because I don't usually buy too much, besides Amazon and stuff. If I have an unusual purchase, it will actually block the transfer. I will get a text message on my phone. It'll say, "Hey, Michael, we noticed that you made an unusual transfer. Was this you? We blocked it, but if you click yes, you can try it again, and it will go through this time, basically." And so, you know, like I took my mom out and sister before I went to Las Vegas for a very fancy dinner, about a 40-minute drive north of me in downtown Seattle. Okay, that dinner cost about $300 or something like that. Okay, this was very high quality sushi. Lots of appetizers, desserts, the whole shebang bang for my family because, I take them out and schmooze them up a little bit. Now, when I gave her my credit card, she brought this little tablet thing to the table so I can just put it in there. And she's like, let me know that, you enter the tip information. I put like a 25% tip. And then I push like the green button that says, pay for it, whatever. And normally you kind of let it load for a second, then it says approved and it prints out a receipt. Well, this time, because I spent more money than I normally do, it said that, "Hey, did you make this purchase?" It said declined. I got a message on my phone within like a second, and it says ding, it says, "Hey, we stopped this transfer. Was this you? This is uncharacteristic behavior, whatever." And I said, "Yes, it was me." Then it says, "Okay, try your card again, and you'll be good to go." I don't know if I saw that message on me, probably from a while ago. There's my haircut person, Rise, Diane, Kevin, Mom, Moment, Pizza Hut, Gallery for weed, Xfinity, nope, not there, but yeah, it does that. So, sometimes it's easier just to have this wallet here. I would say that's not a huge inconvenience, but when you travel across the world, it tends to happen a lot for me. When I leave the United States, I would love to have a simple wallet where I can just go, hey, here's some crypto or here's some stable coin, take it, right? And they know how much it's going to be. No problem there. In fact, I think America should make its own stable coin, like a USDT or whatever, and then have it be available in all these other types of wallets. So I can take this abroad and everybody's using that cryptocurrency. In fact, honestly, because the BRIC countries are kind of kicking the Americans' ass and the West's ass so much when it comes to all this currency wars going on, if the BRIC countries are going to make their own currency, why not let America, Europe, Canada, Mexico even, why can't we just all have a stable currency of ourselves, our own? We can each have our own currencies, like a dollar versus the euro versus the pound versus the Canadian dollar, whatever, or the Aussie dollar, whatever. But we could have a digital currency that we could all use together. And I think that'd be absolutely fantastic, personally. Now, there may be unforeseen consequences to that, what I just said, and there probably is. But it's rational, at least from my position. I would love to see it happen, right? And a daily cheese. Did I see that AMC tanked today? I did not see that. I don't watch AMC too much, but it's still something I would day trade. I would never hold it for too long, but day trading seems to be the best way for me and people out there to make money using AMC. And it's not necessarily something you guys want to be holding for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and stuff like that. Hey, Magic Man. Yeah, our government has gone a long way from what the founders intended, my man. But at the same time, I don't think Benjamin Franklin ever thought about, Bitcoin or something like that. Although maybe he theorized about it or something similar. Bowtie G. Dude, guys, I admire this guy a little bit. McHenry, I don't really follow his politics so much, but when you have a person of power in Washington where they're brokering deals, but from behind the scenes, it's a very, very interesting thing because they have a lot of power. I don't want to go into too much more than that, but he has a lot more power than you would think. When Kevin McCarthy was getting voted on, he was the guy making all the deals and the behind the scenes, taking those offers up to, Kevin McCarthy from the Republican right wingers, I don't know what we want to call them, and mediating through all that type of stuff. Like here, Kevin McCarthy fight. I think it's fight. Okay, so if we zoom in here to this old C-SPAN video, we're not going to have any audio on this one. But when Kevin McCarthy goes up here, right for it, okay, you see the wings, you see it right here. Wait a second, give it a second. They're talking, there's stuff going on right here. I don't know if I can find it. Where was the punch? There was a fight that broke out. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. How do I zoom in on this son of a gun? I'm zooming in the most odd way I know how. Oh, it won't let me. Never mind. Okay, this guy right here, right next to McCarthy, that's McHenry. This guy is somebody all of you guys should know. His bills usually get passed. He usually has some sway. Just because they get passed in the House does not mean they get passed in the Senate. But this guy understands what lobbyists want, and he performs for lobbyists at a very high degree. The little extra things in here. But what do you call it? When all this was going down, McHenry was right there, okay? He wasn't there for a second. I don't know where he came from, though. That's the thing. Where did he come from? Oh, there he is. See, he's screaming across the top of the screen right here. This guy. He saw something was happening. He's like, uh-oh, I got to get in here. And then what do you call it? See, he's calming down. He's controlling the temper. Keep it down. Yeah, right. He understands what's going on. This guy is the leader that commands the, I would say, I don't want to say respect, but probably respect of some of these people. People listen to him, right? He came over, he calmed things down really fast until they exploded because, I don't know, some guy came out with another guy came out of nowhere and was really hot-headed. There are people that watch in Congress. It's usually not the big people that are firebrands that are on CNN or Fox News or MSNBC. Those people talk a lot, but that's because they want to be president. The people that actually get bills and legislation through, they're usually not the ones that want to become president. Think of a Mitch McConnell. A lot of the Supreme Court stuff was done by Mitch McConnell, and he's not really a firebrand type of guy. He's a very boring looking dude with like a huge turkey jowl or something like that, right? He is powerful. His wife was transportation secretary. How do you think she got that job? Right? Calm, measured individuals usually hold more power than you think, but they normally don't go on TV all too much because they don't really have higher ambitions, like presidency. Like I said, I would never want to become president. I think it'd be a terrible, terrible job. But, if I want power, all by the president, right? That's the way in theory that's how you would do it, right? Think of House of Cards. I'm much more sympathetic to that type of way America is run. I think that's the way America kind of is run now without all the extra drama added on top of it. And hey, Daily Cheese, but I'm happy the paper trading has been working out well on Webull, my man. Webull definitely is pretty good. What do you think about SoFi? Oh, SoFi. SoFi right now, I think if you wanted to do an entry position into it, you could. It is a bank, and I am still a bit more concerned about banks at this point in time, so I wouldn't really be buying a lot into it. But I think a few dollar cost average positions in here of a few $1,000 at max, maybe a few $100, like $200 minimum, maybe somewhere around there. Weather the storm a little bit and see where it's going. But I think you could just do some flat out dollar cost averages, maybe $25 a week, $50 a week, depending on how much you want to actually invest into this sucker, and then let it kind of sit for a while once it hits whatever target you're looking for. I'm still pretty concerned with banks overall because I don't expect rate cuts to be happening anytime soon this year because I don't expect inflation to really just go drop down out of nowhere to 2%. We're still like 6% inflation. It's still a very, very bad level to be at. It ain't magic, man. Trump held inflation down, but simply focused on working class. He focused on basic fundamentals that should never be ignored. Well, yeah, I remember, frankly, if we're talking about Trump, he had a decent economic policy. I think Trump's failure was the fact that he was too vocal on Twitter and stuff like that. It kind of rubs more suburbanites, I would say, in the wrong way. Where I liked about Trump more than anything, I would say, looking in hindsight, he wasn't a guy that wanted to invest in foreign wars. I'm a guy that thinks America needs to strap its belt up a little bit, find a way to not be spending so much money. And that's a very hard thing to do. Remember, Trump even raised the deficit a lot because of COVID and stuff like that and through his tax bill. It spurred economic growth fine, but, to me, I think it was like just not wanting war. And I think that was good, right? I think just, how is this? From an economic standpoint, wars are just terrible, terrible things that nobody hardly ever wins a war. And nobody wins a war in modern days all too much because, how do I say this? There's no pillaging or no land taking over down the road, right? Like if there was a war between America and Mexico today, Mexico fired some type of rocket or something at us, whatever, some major war. At the end of the day, I don't think all of Mexico would be occupied by America for very long. It might be for a few years, maybe 5 years max. We would have some type of occupation in Mexico, but overall, America would let Mexico go. Back in the old days, we would just annex Mexico. This is in theory, all guys, right? Annex the country, take it over, use their natural resources to make the everyday lives of American citizens a little bit better at the expense of Mexican lives, right? Now, that's considered frowned upon, as I guess it should be through today's standards. But remember, what usually happens is an empire grows, they use the resources of everybody around them, and then once they get more, they stop conquering, so to speak, a slow decline starts. It's been that way throughout history. Think of Rome. They expanded, then they stopped. They built the Hadrian's Wall. Over time, they weren't able to deal with the mass migrations flooding in from the Germanic tribes. And then their economy kind of suffered because they weren't pillaging, taking slaves, all this other type of stuff, right? It's the way of the world. You see Spain, they conquered all of South America, besides maybe Brazil and stuff like that, a lot of stuff. They were going through Africa, getting all these slaves and stuff like that. Over time, they stopped expanding. And most governments don't have an idea of how to continue to stay strong throughout that process. Remember, I think we tend to forget this. America had an imperial streak to us. If any of you guys have ever seen an old building like I have, an old apartment complex, you'll see the glorious, it's a really cool American eagle symbol of old imperial America, which is like, I don't know, USA Eagles. I don't know if this actually showed up in the result I'm looking for. Images. No, not the Eagles. Mailbox. I don't know. No, this isn't what I'm looking for here. No, I can't find it. But yeah, we have an imperialistic past to us, and we kind of stopped that. I'm not saying it was a good thing we stopped or it's a bad thing we stopped, but it's just a part of history that we kind of hit into these declines and stuff like that. America currently is in a state of decline. How do we fix this? God, I have no freaking idea, but I'm hoping our politicians do, because they control our futures, right? So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. That's for sure. But I don't know. I don't know how this decline kind of mitigates. Because again, we've spent so much money. I don't know how we stop spending so much money. I thought that maybe Biden would come in. He'd try to spend a little bit less money. Came off as a moderate during the campaign, although people can say he's very left, whatever, doesn't matter. Each president has not really been doing anything to stop the deficit so far. And in order to get into office, most of the time you have to promise something, right? Democrats will promise more social welfare, security blankets, more money basically from the government. Republicans will say they want to lower taxes and stuff like that, but lowering taxes doesn't actually stop us from spending more, right? It just means less money coming into the government, so that deficit grows. It's a weird balancing act, and overall, regardless of which party you support, neither one has been very good at stopping this monetary crisis that we've been kind of heading for. I guess we'll see how it all turns out, but my hopes are not high. My hopes not high. And hey, Afridi, about Dogecoin, you new to crypto? I mean, if you're new to crypto, I would only dollar cost average into long-term positions until they make you money down the road. And you only want to invest as much as you can lose. So you want to only invest a small amount of money. Like literally, it might be just to $10 a week on like one crypto, literally. And then learn as much as you can throughout how to trade, moving averages, technical indicators, trading strategies, stuff like that. Learn more about what exchanges are probably going to be working the best for you. Learn about trading strategies and start to record your findings. Do some paper trading if you want to learn how to do margin trading and stuff like that. And then over time, you'll be good enough to invest in the market full time. But it's a very long process. And I would say, as far as what you're going to learn here, it's a lot about how to trade, what's going on in current market conditions, some trading advice, if we're looking at stuff like this, like what's happening with the breakdowns and stuff like that between Bitcoin. This is Dogecoin, excuse me, but take it very slow. The best thing you could do if you're new to crypto, which I wish I did when I was into crypto, is just dollar cost average. Just dollar cost average. Usually Bitcoin, Ethereum are doing well, but usually anything in the top 50 cryptocurrencies are usually fine, with more emphasis towards Ethereum and stuff like that. But yeah, do some research. Don't just listen to me. Go to other YouTubers out there. There's plenty of other YouTubers that talk about cryptocurrencies, stocks, the government, the economy, yada, yada, yada. Take your time and, learn. There's always more time than, there's always more time. See. And applesauce, you were cool, man. I appreciate it. But okay, everybody. I've been streaming since 5. It's been like 3 solid hours since I started with you guys, and I need to go take Loki outside, and I have to go make some dinner. And I don't even know where Loki is at this point. But I will see you guys tomorrow. It's been a very, very fun day with you guys. If you guys could do me a favor, I have a link down below for not ChatGPT, a link for Chart Prime. Go check it out if you can for me. They're sponsored the channel. I'd really appreciate it if you guys at least give them a look out there. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully Dogecoin is pumping up towards 12, 11 cents tomorrow. I'd be very, very happy if it can break above this level of resistance up here and start heading back up to really 12.5 to 13 cents. But we're going to have to wait to see if the SPY and the NASDAQ will take that one more big leap before we start to see some more resistance levels on top of us, okay? And see you, Magic Man. See everybody. You guys are being transported over to the Dogecoin stream right now. Feel free to talk about Dogecoin and kind of watch for some big moves. I'm hoping over the next few hours we can have a nice solid move. Just make sure that, guys, you want to make sure that Bitcoin does not break down below the 20-day moving average here. We need to keep on popping up, and we want to see Bitcoin have a big solid move up to $28,500 today, which is about a 700-point move. That's a lot to ask for, but I'm hoping we can try to bounce off of this and go a little bit higher, because if not, we're heading back down to 26,500, most likely from there breaking down to 25,000. It won't be pretty. Let's see how this all works out, okay? Thanks.